All right. I think I'm live. So if you can hear me and if I sound okay audio wise, hit that number 1, please. Again, if you can hear me and if I sound okay, hit that number 1. Smart not hard. Good morning. Wahab, good morning. Hello. Good morning. HR, thank you. Thank you, Smart. Uh-oh, we are off to a rough start here, folks. Hit that number 1 if I sound okay. Can you hear me? And do I sound all right? All right, I'm worried now. Why? Okay, there. All right, there we go. Thank you. Show me the money, Kyle. Good morning. So-call. Travis. All right. Ed, good morning. Matt. All right, Jim, thank you. All right, well, let's, there we go. All right, well, good morning. Welcome, everybody, to Tuesday, October 14th in the year 2025. And we got some stuff to talk about. We'll wait till 11 a.m. for that, though. All I can say is I made a good call. That's all I'm going to say is I made a good call. So that'll be the spoiler until 11 a.m. Eastern when this is officially supposed to start, and we will get to that. But as a reminder, for those of you that have been here before and if you know you're going to enjoy, please hit that like button. If you've never been here before, welcome. Great to have you. No need to hit the like button. I understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy. But if you have been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, here's your first reminder. Hit that like button. We are once again going for 280 likes. So yes, hit that like button and let's just keep that thing grooving in the upwards direction. Hopefully everybody is off to a good start to the day. Some good quality action, some good smooth action. So I don't have a whole lot from a price action standpoint, at least with this morning session. Personally, don't have a lot to complain about it. It's been it's been nice. It's been nice action. I wouldn't really say anything has been kind of like, wow, can you just please make a move? Nothing like that. There's been plenty of moves. And right now we're kind of just stuck right here at this area. But, I mean, it makes sense. Cause I think it's easiest to see on the 5-minute mostly because, I mean, this thing was straight down and then we essentially got the V shape. So it's come up a long way. So it makes sense now that the price needs to do a little bit of consolidating right here. So I'm going to, that's kind of what I've been watching. Just going to let it continue to kind of bounce around, consolidate out, and then kind of see where it wants to go. But I in no way, shape, or form am trusting this breakout right now. Maybe that's a stupid thing for me to not be trusting, but I'm not going to trust it. I'm not going to trust it. Like I said, the stream is young. Stealing, good morning. I have a bone to pick with you. All right, well, pick that bone. Or I should say, just get in line. Everybody's always got a bone to pick with me. I'm just a very pickable bone guy. So there he goes. It pulls back. Very happy that I did not play the breakout. If you did, I'll cheer you on. I hope it breaks out. I suppose if you're shorted, I'll cheer that it rolls over. So I'll try to cheer for everybody. But how's everybody's days going? Good, bad, green, red, terrible, fantastic, passed an account, roasted an account, qualified for a payout. Where's everybody's days at so far? Green for Ash Trouble. B ran done, green. Is Tradeovate lagging? It's not lagging for me. Now remember, Phil, there is a delay. The stream's delayed by a few seconds, so maybe that's what's throwing you off. Up 26. Well, if that $26, Ed, was done with good habits, then that's a good day. My VWAP line vanished. I don't know, maybe try rebooting, Bill. Suckle is red. Mint, got recovered my loss recovery yesterday on gold last night. Gotcha, Mintmon. Green $100. Show me the money. Tried overnight trading last night. Won't do that again. Starting the day down 160. All right. Well, there we go. Glad I did not trust that breakout like I was saying. I don't trust it, and yes, that was the right call there. David, hello. 102 from passing a horse. Oh, you got that, Kyle. You get no problem there. Green had 1,000 goal and hit 1380. Good job. Not bad, Green. Slightly red so far. All right, well, slightly red is no big deal. Hey, Trev. All right. The reboot fixed it. Good. Hey, good morning, Toad. I would be interested in a potential long, maybe down around the VWAP area-ish, but like I said, this has had such a big move up. I could see a little bit of a deeper pullback being needed before I go long. So just trying to be patient, not rush anything. Well, good. It sounds like the vast majority of you have had good solid days, or at least good solid starts to the day. Always good to hear. And so far, so good for William. Very good. That's what I like to hear. It's kind of just putzing around here a little bit. But the 5-minute here, you got to think it's got some longs freaked out. Because you know people bought that breakout. So to see that breakout and then for it to just drop all the way back down. Oh, stealing. Well done. Well done. If you're not a dad, you're going to make a great dad someday with comments like that. Oh, my goodness. Up 680 before market open this morning. Empty test phase, so I'm done for the day. Good job, Neil. Oh, boy. That's that. I don't even know what to think of that one. But yes. Well played. Well played. That's actually that's good stuff there. All right. It seemed like trying to kind of putz around here. Chan, hello. Oh yeah, well that makes perfect sense that you have 4 kids. With comments like that, yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't question that for a second. Morning, Clay. Sorry I'm late. Hit the like button. No problem, Eggy. No problem. You know, Eggy, I think I forgot my water. Man, I am terrible with the water thing. I think subconsciously, because I have my coffee, I'm like, okay, well, I'm drinking stuff. And granted, I realize coffee is mainly made from water, but. Trying to get long here. I am long. Long at the blue line. I like this pattern here. I'm going to try to trust it. And blue line is my average price. See if we can get a bounce here off the 21 EMA. Oh, let's not do the game where my averages all of a sudden becomes resistance. Not a favorite game of mine. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Come on. Oh, no. Okay. All right. A logistical error on my part. This is not... Maybe the market will be kind to me. I don't know. Well, at this point... Yeah, we'll try again, see if it went, well, too late now, but. I'll explain the error when this is all said and done, but this account might get roasted. I'm at the mercy of the VWAP now. This account is at the mercy of the VWAP, which is that dotted yellow line right there. So far, it's VWAP's helping me out. Maybe it'll produce enough of a bounce, but right now. Oh, come on, blue line. Don't be annoying. You know, I got to just get out. Given that was, okay, it'll all make sense at 11. Let me just put it this way. I thought this was a different sized account than it actually is. I'll put it that way. Again, I don't want to go into the background there, but this is kind of like a little insight into things. Yeah, I know, Clay, look at, I suppose in hindsight, but given the fact of the mistake, I'm glad. I'm grateful it'll be green. You were $37 away from blowing it. No, I wasn't. Again, this is the same account. These are just two different trades. That right there is my NQ. This right here is my MNQs. So now I was not $37 away from blowing it. Getting ready for longs. But thank you, VWAP. I appreciate you, buddy. You helped me out. The VWAP right there. But, hey, thanks, Ty. Ty, you were not here yesterday, Ty, if I remember right. Hey, what's going on with the like button here, folks? What? Everybody upset today or what? How are we only at 30 likes right now? Come on now, we're going for 280. Come on, folks. I think some of you have forgot to hit that like button. Hey, broke Stoker. I have 855 more to go to get the pro account. I need to swim. Yeah, good job stealing. I can hit only once, Clay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm cranky. I'm cranky today. All I can say is, like I said, as a spoiler, I made a good call. I might try a bounce off the VWAP again here. Like I said, I'm trying to trade the trend, right? The trend is up. We have a pullback. We're at VWAP. Doggone it. Look at that. Right off the VWAP again. NKLR. New nuclear stock. Gotcha. Well, around here, we are focused on day trading futures, Satin. So, yeah. Day trading, things like that, day trading stocks, it is. Mathematically, just not a very good way to go about day trading. From a risk perspective, from a movement perspective, yeah, day trading stocks is, it's just not, it doesn't make sense. Mathematically speaking, does not make sense. So, but then, yeah, I mean, maybe you mean that from an investment standpoint. So, I hope it works out for you. 5-star trading. You made the right mistake. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I did. I played it right. It was already a mistake. It was actually a relatively big mistake in all actuality. To think that you're trading one size account when it's not that. Whoops. So yeah, thank you. You're right. I did do that. I did do it right. Yeah, but it's easy to look back in hindsight and be like, oh, I should have done blah blah blah. But so thank you. Yeah, comments like that are helpful. All right. Paul is speaking at yes. So that's the one thing today. Paul is speaking. I want to say at 12:20 Eastern. I have no idea about Trump. Hey, good morning, Billy Bob. We've got 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go through the great call that I made today. Probably one of the better calls I've made in a while. I don't know about the best, but one of the better ones. Five minutes looking nice from the longs. I mean, let's see. We have about a minute 15 before this candle's done moving. So I'd say that because, I mean, as of right now, this exact moment in time, looking nice with another lower shadow. Got the hammer candle forming. But by the time this, this minute is over, it might be a solid red candle. But as of this exact moment in time, 5 minutes looking pretty solid. Looking pretty solid. So if you're telling me that you're long right now, I'm not calling you crazy at all. I can understand why somebody would be long. Now, if you're short, I'm not saying you're wrong to be short. I'm just saying I'm not quite seeing necessarily what you're seeing to be short right now. Again, doesn't mean that you're wrong, but I understand the long side of position more than I would the short side of position at this point. Let me go and grab this real quick because it is almost 11. All right. Hopefully everybody's ready to learn. All right. Nope, not quite 11 yet. Get that in place. If this market were Sesame Street, the letter of the day would be V every day. Kind of. V shape. There's a lot of confirmation bias that goes into it, right? Because I see what you're saying, but also you have to consider stuff like this. Like, okay, so the price came down, and look, it was starting, but there was no V shape. At one point, it looked like, because the price was here, and then we were looking at a green candle all the way down. No V shape. Right there, started to come back up. Now, granted, that wasn't necessarily close to a V shape. Right here. Okay, here comes a V shape. Nope, there it goes right back down. So when the V shape happens, it is always like, oh, typical V shape. It's like, well, what about all these candles? Your mind, because it doesn't confirm the bias, discounts all these situations where it goes up and then there is no V. Now, had it gone up, you'd be like, oh, look, there's another V. But no, in that situation, it looked like it was going to be a V. And the market is filled with those instances like that, right? So that's just confirmation bias. You have a bias, the bias being everything is a V. And then when things don't actually turn out to be a V, you just forget those. But when the V happens and it confirms your bias, you're like, see, told you, it's all just Vs. Yes, you are correct, Steel in Tennessee. Yes, that is correct. All right, well, let's get... Yeah, there we go, longs. Congratulations to anybody that was long. I probably should have, but I knew that the lesson... I knew 11 a.m. was coming, and that's when I wanted to do the lesson. So, yesterday, to provide some context, let me take a couple steps back. Friday, right before the close, I decided to ruin my weekend by trying to take a trade on some crazy action, and then long story short, I roasted my pro account. And in prop firm world, pro accounts, funded accounts, those are the accounts that are kind of like your gold bars. You need to protect them very, very, very carefully because those are the ones that have payout potential. Those are ones that will get money sent to your bank account. And on Friday, I kid you not, and I walked through this in yesterday's video. I roasted it, just some crazy action, and then again, just a terrible, an annoying weekend because that's always kind of just gnawing at the back of your head. Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? So I was like, okay, I've been trading for many years now, so I do know myself. So there's no way that I'm going to, I can't just start up another pro account. Because what I don't want to do is throw myself into account tilt, where now you're not necessarily making, well, you are. You're making a bunch of bad trades, but in this situation, you're making trades with accounts and you're blowing and roasting more accounts. And I did not want to do that where I just rolled through 4 or 5 pro accounts because I do the racehorse model. So I have lots of pro accounts already passed that I'm just keeping in the stable. Because, in our little analogy, any pro account, funded account around here we refer to as a racehorse. So I have plenty of racehorses in the stable. But I did not want to pull out any racehorses. And I'm still deciding. Well, I have a good answer. I have a good answer after today. But I was thinking, I don't know. I think maybe I should pass a couple more tests just to get myself back in the right mindset, build up my confidence again, show that I can still trade. But I was kind of, I know. But moral of the story here is because of that event on Friday, I was like, okay, I'm not touching any pro accounts. I'm not putting any racehorses in the game right now. I'm just gonna stick with the normal horses, try to get a couple more pass, all that. Well, the good call that I made was right here. That is how my morning went. So this is why it drives me nuts when some people show up and like, man, Clay, you're always green. No, I assure you, I'm not always green. This morning was a train wreck. Now, the reason why it was a great call was this was not a train wreck with any racehorses. Had I not made that call, had I not put myself in probation, this would have been an absolute, utter catastrophe. I mean, I could not, 3 racehorses in one, oh my, it not good at all. But, and this is one of the things where sometimes, I'll get in debates with people and I try to tell them about why you should be in a prop firm. And then they start to throw out all these like, well, not really, because if you're disciplined and all this sort of stuff and you follow your rules, you'll be okay. And it's like, no, I do understand all that. And that's true. But sometimes, just as traders, things happen. And it's like, well, what does that mean? And that's always a very hard phrase to explain about things happening. But like, this is what happened. I was a monster in a good way. I could do no wrong. I was tearing it up. I was up, I think, on my one account that I don't remember. I think it was like $1,500, $1,800, but I was getting so close to passing. So close to passing. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I passed, then that's good because, okay, now I can pull out a racehorse, right? I passed so there's a lot of dynamics with that. So what happened here was, like I said, I was crushing it, doing so well. It was a beautiful morning. And then this happened. And if you've watched the live stream, this should not shock me or shock you. Price came up through this pink line, started to come back down. I grabbed some, nailed the entry point, got a good solid move, hopped out. I'm like, booyah, it is passed. And then things happen. What was this thing? Well, I thought I was on NQ, but no, I was on MNQ, meaning it was a green trade, but not nearly enough to pass, right? Because NQs move way faster. So now I'm like, oh, you idiot. Come on. Because think about, in my mind, the mental was, yes, passed. Okay, let's get that racehorse going again. Here we go. Wait, what? No. And then just like that, those thoughts were like obsolete, like did not matter anymore. So right there, I'm like, okay. So that triggered me. That was irritation. And to be fair, this right here is a nice setup. I was going with the trend. It was like right here, came up, down, came up, down, came up, starting to, heading back down. So I'm like, all right, here's like a little bear flag, bear pennant. I'm going with the trend. Okay, surely this thing is going to come down. I don't even need it to test the lows. I don't even need the price to come right here. I just need it to come down a little bit so I can, finish off my account, get it passed. And I don't know if I shorted the bottom of that candle, but I was very close. And then you can see what happened next. But boom, right there, account gone. And then now I'm like, now my mind is gone. So I quickly pull, I'm like, whatever. So got a 75K account. And I think up there. I'm like, okay, here we go. This thing's rolling back over again, trying to go with the trend. This is going to come back down. I'm ballparking it. Short somewhere around here, or maybe, I don't know. And then that move right up because I'm going aggressive sizing too. Boom. That account is roasted. So that's 2 accounts. Then I get a 150K account. I'm like, whatever. It breaks out and I don't know. Again, at this point, I'm not saying there's any rationale behind these decisions. Right here, I think I went long. I'll say it. Do you want to know how much of tilt I was on? I was on a 150 here. I'm going to ask the question. I was on a 150. So this is what I was on. A 150K account. The max size you can do is 15 NQs. How many NQs do I think I had on that account? Take a guess. 150K account, max position size was 15 NQ. How many tell me my position size. Let's see if you can read my mind. Yes, exactly. I had 15. I was maxed out. I'm like, okay, 15, I'm going 15. So, and when you have 15 NQs, it doesn't require a lot. So it was either this pullback or this pullback that, so that account roasted. And then I'm like, okay, 50K. And then even that, I did calm down a little bit. And I think I went long here and got a bit of a pop. So I hopped out and made the 940 on that one. But yeah, that is how my day went from. And this is why trading is so hard. We were talking about this in the private community too. But like, it's weird how you can have so much. Somebody else used the term mojo. You can have so much mojo. You can be in the groove. And that was me. I was so good this morning. Like, I really was. I was firing on all cylinders. I could do nothing wrong. And then I did do that wrong thing. I forgot to switch back over to NQ. I was on MNQ. Right there, I thought I passed. I thought I was ready to get the pro accounts rocking and rolling again. And then no, things happen. And then just like that, and it all spiraled out of control. And this is the bizarre thing about prop firms, though, and what really I think shows the power. If you add up all these losses, basically $14,000. Had I been using my own funds, so if this was you, had you been using your own funds, can you imagine $14,000 gone like that? Wild to think. But in the world of prop firms, those of you that understand, the only risk is actually what you buy the account for. And it was not anywhere close. And again, if this were you, you would not be anywhere close to being down $14,000. You'd be down a few hundred with, roasting multiple accounts like I did here. So a few $100s as a consequence being down, or 14,000. I'm very grateful for prop firms, and it's nice that it's nice the way these things work. But so that is how my days went. So in other words, I am not anywhere close to being responsible enough right now to have a pro account. And I think that is the good call that I made. I know myself, and I know that things happen. And when I was already kind of in an irritated state, again, going back to Friday, and I know that things can happen, like I said, just keep that in mind within your journey. And this is where you should leverage prop accounts in your favor. You got to start. Now, if you're a brand new person, unfortunately for you, these are the things that you're going to have to figure out, learn your own psyche, learn your tendencies. But for me, and I think a lot of people, when things happen, man, it goes back to the saying, like, when it rains, it pours, right? Have you ever heard that saying, when it rains, it pours? That's sort of how it is in trading too. And in trading, unfortunately, though, it can be a beautiful sunny day, and then it's like one drop of rain, and boom, the storm clouds move in, and it can be rough. So that is what I'm always trying to convey to people. And they don't come across, but for those of you, you've heard me have the back and forth where the person, well, I'm not going to use a prop firm because you get to keep all your gains, and I'm going to follow my rules. It's like, no, I understand that, and you're right. It doesn't make sense to use a prop firm if you're going to follow all your rules and you have a strategy. But the thing is, you're not going to follow all your rules all the time because things happen. And in this situation, it was the thing, I thought I'd passed, but I was on the wrong contract, and then there you go. But that is the power of prop firms. They are a great hedge against when things happen, and it is what it is. But yeah, so yes, that is my way of saying I am not a responsible trader right now. I have proven that. So I definitely need to get at least one pass under my belt before I go to a prop, or before I pull out one of my pro accounts from the stable, one of the racehorses from the stable. I need to prove that I can behave responsibly. How am I going to behave responsibly? Be able to trade good enough to pass a test. Maybe even a couple. I don't know. So I'm definitely now firm on I need to pass a test. I need to convert a racehorse or excuse me, convert a horse into a racehorse, aka pass the test. But it may need to be multiple. It may need to be multiple. I don't know how many, but this is also the final learning bit here. This is why multiple streams of income are very, very important. I could not imagine with the way I feel right now, and it's not about the money right now, because again, it's not like I lost $14,000. Yes, in the prop accounts, though, that number, it looks like $14,000, but just the way prop firms were set up, I didn't lose that. So first off, to not have multiple streams of income and to use your own funds and then to lose $14,000, I couldn't imagine the pressure that would be under. We're like, I need to make money from this. And not only do I need to make money from my trading, I literally just lost $14,000. So not only do I need to make that money back, I got to keep making money because I got bills and all this stuff I got to pay. So I could not imagine that. But even in the prop firm space, like right now, the way I feel mentally, I could not imagine if trading was my only stream of income. My head would be popped. I would be cooked because the pressure that I would be feeling would be just insanity. So this is why, and I know I'm repeating myself for those of you that have been on the stream before, but this is why I'm a firm believer in multiple streams of income, because as bad as I feel right now, the one thing I do not feel in any way, shape, or form, I don't feel panic. Now, if this was my only stream of income, or if I had actually lost $14,000, I would be in a state of panic right now. I'd be freaked out. So as annoyed and frustrated, and angry as I am, what I am not is I am not panicking. I'm not freaking out. Why? Because I have many streams of income. My livelihood does not depend on my ability to make, money from the market, because as we've discussed before, many streams of income. So I know many of you have jobs. You don't necessarily like the job, but I applaud you because you know what that job is? It's at least a stream of income. And when you reach these sorts of mental periods, because of that job, you're not going to be panicking. You're not going to be freaking out. Because I can tell you right now, if you are trading in a panic state or a freaked out state, it ain't going to go well. It is not going to go well. There are a few guarantees in the market, but that's one of them. Now, yes, you could make a trade here or there, but don't think that you're going to be able to trade anywhere close to being consistent when you're panicked or freaked out. And how, just to reiterate, bring us full circle, how do you reach that panicked or freaked out state where you have kind of the little stretch that I've had, but you don't have multiple streams of income? That is how you reach that mental state, and that is not good. So I understand the desire. I want to be a full-time trader. I want to literally that's my only stream of income. Careful with that. Because this is why I'm always hammering. I'm always shouting from the rooftops. Do what wealthy people do. Don't take my word for it. Go study wealthy people. But the spoiler alert, what you're going to find out is wealthy people have many streams of income. And as traders, I think full-time trader is a bad goal for these reasons right now. And I just define full-time trader as if you're like, no, I don't want to build multiple streams of income. I just want to make it all from trading. Okay, these states right now, you're going to find yourself, odds are, freaking out and panicking. Especially, like I said, if you're using your own money and you just lost $14,000. So, there you go. Killing my dreams to travel and trade full time. Well, no, I'm fine-tuning your dreams, Grant. Why can't you travel the world and have multiple streams of income full time? Why can't you be a full-time income stream person? So anyways, that is where I am. I am currently classified as an irresponsible trader. Even though this morning I was like peak trader. Man, I was crushing it this morning. And then things happen. So that is where I'm at. I'm not panicked though. I'm not freaked out. It is what it is. And yeah, I don't know if that helped anybody. I don't know if anybody found any value or could relate. I hope some people could relate. If maybe I'm like a freak. And I'm like the only person in the world that experiences these sorts of things, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, guitar guy. It blows my mind, guitar guy, that you could just say that comment. You must have shown up late. Yeah, the rules are the good thing, guitar guy. The rules are that's like one of the benefits of a prop account. Well, I want to trade my own funds because there's no rules. Oh, okay. Okay. That's how accounts completely go bye-bye. Yeah. You either showed up late, guitar guy, or you are like the most dented person ever. How can you say that after what I've just explained? Like, you have the day that I did because, guitar guy, things happen as I've explained. Like, your account is gone. Like, your entire account is gone. Okay, all right. Well, hard to know when people are kidding, but I'm glad you were just kidding, Grant. But anyways, so there is where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my journey. Well, not necessarily I guess it's all a journey, but yeah, that's where I'm at. Not panicked, not freaked out, but just irritated, frustrated, and currently just not a responsible trader. Responsible traders don't do what I did, but like I said, I know myself, and I know I know when things like Friday happen, and then I know the general principle of things happen. I was like, you know what? Let's just keep the racehorses in the stable. Why is it so easy to blow accounts first passing them? Should we be doing the exact? I mean, you can try, Mike. You can try. We are approaching the VWAP here again. It's bounced twice before, so I will be interested in a long down around there. Anyways, let's get back to the normal swing of things, because that's the only way that I'm going to get back to being the type of responsible trader that I need to be. So there we go. There we go. I know sometimes I don't really talk about the background of my day, but like sometimes there's just really nothing to learn about. But like this is one of these instances, as much as I don't want to show it, because right, I could have shown up. I could have just left it green, and for all you know, it's been a great green morning. But so that is why, again, please don't show up and be like, man, you're always green. No, I assure you, I'm not always green. Here is that lesson there. All right. Like I said, I want to see it come down to the VWAP here, so hopefully it drops a little bit more. And the other nice thing about VWAP at this point, if we bring over the 5-minute, is you can see that the 21 EMA is now basically that same value. So does that mean it's for sure going to bounce? There are no for sures, but in my mind, it's a plausible thought that if the price came back down there, we could get some sort of bounce from there. Thanks, LaRue. Thanks, Mike. I do not remember that, Orville. I'd be a bold-faced liar if I said I remembered, and that's no offense to you, but like any interviews, man, it's all just mixed and mashed over the past 12 years, however long I've been doing those podcasts. So I don't quite remember that, Orville, but I appreciate it. Quick story, long story short, I approved 2 accounts from Apex 250, which are different. And I wanted to reset another account play, and I reset. Oh, no. That's insane. Yeah, a guitar guy, you should probably go back and listen to that whole recap. I mean, it's mind-boggling how you just threw that logic. That's the hard part about just showing up in the middle of something. Yeah, exactly, Nick. I'm just there all alone. I'm just me and Wilson. Not my friend Nate. I mean like the movie, The Ball. Calls today. Pump Paul, please. HK, dude, when are you gonna stop being a degen, brother? Like, when are you gonna realize that like what you're doing is just nothing? Clay, does your wife ever give you grief on your trading? No. Nope. Because again, trading, because I have positioned our family where there's multiple streams of income. So as dented as I have been, I am in no way, shape, or form, nor would my wife start to panic or freak out. So no, she does not give me grief. If anything, she gives me encouragement. My wife has way too much confidence in me. I'll put it that way. Like, things are going terribly. My wife, you're going to be good. You're fine. You got it. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you're good. I'm going to sleep just fine tonight. So yeah, my wife is like my ultimate cheerleader. So no, she does not give me grief. What happened to your friend that you had on your podcast normally? You mean the co-host, Ches? Okay, again, a guitar guy, everything you say makes sense. But what you have a faulty premise built into what you're saying. One of your premises is I will 100% of the time follow my rules. I have never met a trader that 100% of the time follows their rules and never has a bad day. And I'm defining bad day as you break some rules. And when that happens, that's where the prop firm steps up and is your knight in shining armor. In my situation, I didn't lose $14,000. But it steps up in that regard. That is the faulty premise by which you were operating, that you were going to 100% of the time be a flawless trader and always follow your rules. It's disconnected right now. So I don't even think I can make a trade. Yeah, I can't even enter that in. There we go. Reboot. There we go. There's, okay. Exactly. The native. I follow my rules 100% of the time until I don't. Exactly, brother. Don't think about it, Kyle. Just make a trade. That seems to be the difference between a break-even trader and a profitable trader, following rules all the time. No, I disagree. No trader follows the rules 100% of the time. Now, do I believe that it's possible to follow your rules the vast majority of the time? Yes, I do believe that. But sometimes things happen. And as I explained today, the things that happen can be as stupid and as simple as, oh, I forgot to switch my tab. Like, at the end of the day, the thing that happened to me was I forgot to click here. One click of the mouse. That was the thing that happened. And because I forgot to click the mouse and change myself to NQ, it all spiraled from there. Did you lose 14K on a pro account? No, I did not. I think you mean a prop account. No. This was spread across 3 accounts. So 150K I roasted. That was I think the first, I don't remember. That was the first one because I had an extra drawdown. So I rose, I don't even want to look. We're moving on. I just took 5 contracts long on one account instead of one on 5 accounts. Yeah, exactly. Little things like that. Exactly. Yep. But the tilting thing was the fact, had that been a fresh account, I would have just been like, okay, it wouldn't have bothered me. But in my mind, I had 2 thoughts. I had, okay, great, my account is passed, but I had that next thing. And because of Friday was great, not only is my account passed, all right, yeah, I'm good enough in a groove. I'm being responsible enough where I can fire back up the pro account. So that it was those 2 things in combination that just made something that in other circumstances I would have just laughed about. It made it way bigger of a deal than would have been. If I do crawl back to her and cry into her arms, it'll be just because I want to have an excuse to rub my head in her bosom, if you know what I mean. But no, it will not be there because I'm freaking out from a financial standpoint. # multiple streams of income. And this is why all I can do is just shake my head and laugh at people that want to give me or anybody grief that is trying to get multiple streams of income. If anybody in your life ever gives you grief, you're greedy. All you think about is money. Blah blah blah. Because you're trying to manage your life risk, if you will, your life financial risk by multiple streams of income. You got to hang out with new people. If you can't avoid them, just shake your head, smile. But yeah, if they're somebody that you don't have to be around, don't be around those people. You are not greedy. You are being financially responsible. Because those are the people, when things get rough, because of their decisions, they end up on welfare, and then you have to end up paying for them. So I argue you're being the one that's compassionate and caring. Because what you're saying is, you know what? If things go wrong with this stream of income, you know what I'm going to not have to do? I'm not going to have to go on welfare. Therefore, you know what? You're not going to have to pay for me. I'm actually trying my best for you not to have to pay for me. Right? We are the if you're on team multiple streams of income, we are the compassionate ones. We are trying to avoid having other people need to pay us. We are trying to avoid welfare. We are compassionate. We are thinking of others. You're not the greedy one. They are. LaRue, I already went through all this, dude. I went through my trades. I don't mean to get upset at you, but like it's an irritating experience and I want to move on from it. So like go just scroll back at I don't know, maybe like scroll back 25 minutes from now and you'll see the whole thing. I went through it step by step. Please don't bring it up anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Well, there you go, LaRue. Go back and watch it all. Does panhandling count as a stream of income? Yeah, sure. I'm not sure it's a great use of your time. So I'm not sure it's an efficient, smart stream of income, but it is a stream of income. More singing. I'm not in the mood to sing. What I am in the mood for is this thing to come back down to the VWAP. I still like that area, so I'm trying to be patient here. After passing the first test account, does it still take 5 days? Well, yeah, because each account is a different account. Do I have to claim my panhandling on taxes? Speak to your local tax professional on that question. So we have what I'm seeing here is basically a bit of an ascending triangle pattern. So right there is a nice little wedge here. Hey, I give my little explanation, have not been requesting, but yes, friendly reminder, hit that like button. Usually by the hour mark, we're up at least over 100, and we're kind of lacking. We're slacking today, but yeah, if you have not hit that like button yet, please do so. Let's try to get up to 100 likes by the hour mark. That would be good. What I really do not want to see, I really hope this day doesn't just turn into some chop. I guess, well, that's a range, Clay. Trade the range. Fair enough. Oh, and then my mistake way back when on that first trade was I was all mismatched. I forgot that I roasted the 150K and that I was on the 50K. So I was getting a little bit more aggressive as if that was a 150K account, but it's actually no, that one was already roasted. I'm on a 50K now. So that was the mistake earlier. Why it wouldn't necessarily made sense at that point to explain. But in that first trade, I'm like, uh-oh. That was the uh-oh was I when you have mornings like this, it's almost hard to remember, okay, what account am I on right now? Because you're roasted so many different ones. So that was the mistake. Is it well, what country are you in? They are in many other countries, but not all countries. So what country are you in? Oil might go under 58, not trading it. Yeah, is oil starting to become actually tradable? I know some people do like, what is it, CL, I think? So I'm just trying to wait for this thing to do something. Either maybe a breakout to the upside of this ascending trend. Why don't I just draw the pattern in there? We can keep an eye on it. So bottom part of the pattern. Top part, there we go. Lithuania. All right, let's take a look here real quick. Okay, so you do not, I repeat, you do not want to see your country on this list. So L's, L-I. No, all right, you're good to go. Nope, you could use Take Profit Trader. There is no Lithuania on this list. Again, you do not, I repeat, you do not want to see your country on that list. Paul's at 12:20, yeah. So we got over an hour. Or not, I guess not quite. We got a little less than an hour. But yes, please, when that gets closer, blow. If I'm like thinking or talking about getting in a trade, then please let me know. Remind me, because I don't think I'm going to remember. Wow, a trader from Lithuania. Why is that a wow? Honest question, is there something about Lithuania that would make a trader from Lithuania be like, wow? One of the few uses of Alexa, set my alarm for 1 minute before news comes out. Yeah. Thinking about trying to buy a breakout here. This is a nice pattern here. Trading from Hawaii. Oh, I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. Oh, trading from 80-degree weather every single day is rough. You as being a trader from Hawaii, you're not going to find any compassion from me. That's for sure. I know. I know it was a joke. I know. Just like if things were actually bad, I would still give you compassion. Like so I was equally joking, my friend. It is a very small world thanks to the internet. Yep. Again, buying right now just carries with it that risk of you don't have any confirmation that it's breaking out. It looks like it wants to. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad to just hop in right here, but there is that component of risk where you technically don't have any confirmation that it actually does want to break out. Yeah, no, the time zone is the challenging part. All right, I'm in. See if we can get that breakout. There we go. Took one out. Come on, keep breaking out. Put my next target there. Let's make sure this is a winning trade. So let's put my stop in green territory. There we go. Let's go some more on this next target. Let's go up there. There we go. Move up my stop some more. Put it below the low of that candle. So yeah, this will be a green trade. Nice ascending triangle breakout. Or I guess in Jungle Concepts, this was the furry otter. This was the furry otter formation. Again, around here we use Jungle Concepts. We discovered that yesterday. So the furry otter working like a charm. Hit me. Hit me. There we go, brother. Thank you, brother furry otter. So at this point, I'll get pretty aggressive with it at this point. Worst case, I'm making, about 30 points on it now? There we go. So that was a nice little trade. I'll take it. Once again, that was just getting serious. That was just you saw me map it out, just an ascending triangle. Why am I here? Well, I don't know. Why are you here? I mean, I don't know. Like, you're here because your mom and dad loved each other a whole lot. That's why you're here. But I don't know exactly what you mean. But like, from a very primitive biological stance, you were here because your mommy and daddy loved each other a lot. Anybody else still long, or did anybody take that long? Give me one. Oh, Pat, relax. Calm down, Pat. Still in. Nice. Narij, advise me not. Edgar. Are you, Kyle, you should be passed, right? That got you passed, didn't it? Wanted to, but already hit my goal for the day. See, that's the problem with goals right there. I mean, you have a beautiful setup, and because of some arbitrary goal, you don't take it. What in the world? Huh? What was this? What is going on here? Who said what, brothers? Well, that's... Alrighty then. From slow and methodical breakout to a pretty nasty pullback right there. Wow. I mean, it makes sense why the price all of a sudden struggled. That's just a former area of resistance. But, like, that much of a pullback? Can't quite say that there was anything on the chart that... Oh, are there Fed speakers right now talking? Who's speaking right now? I know Powell's not until 12:20. So what Fed speaker is talking right now? Because only made 10... Dude, come on, man. Scared money don't make money, brother. Oh, boy. Okay. Who is it? I wanted to benefit, but I don't speak English. Yeah, that'll be hard then. Good job, Evil Shadex. Good job. I mean, do we have confirmation that is a speaker actually speaking right now? Yeah, that was nasty. There's no doubt about that. That was rough. Clay, is it news, this candle? I'm being told that some Fed speakers speaking. So yes, in a sense, it's news in the form of they must have said something that the market's reacting to. But I don't know who the speaker actually is. Let alone if it's speaking. Because I've also learned that just because one person says something, sometimes people are mistaken. I'll put it that way. I'm comfortably numb. Can I join this chat? Indica, you do whatever you want, brother. There was aggressive sellers, and they absorbed the buyers. Yes, you're right. At the end of the day, that move happened because there were more sellers than buyers. Yes, at the end of the day, there is more supply than demand. But where people are actually asking is, well, does anybody know why all of a sudden there's more sellers than buyers? Looks like you took some great trades, Clay. Well, Crimson Ready, if you go back and, I don't know, about 15 minutes in, you'll see that today has been, well, interesting. Again, Crimson Ready, go back, scroll back to right around the I don't know, 20-minute mark, and I went through my day. I don't want to talk about it anymore, Crimson. Uh-oh, smart, not hard. Yeah, he's right, Neil. Neil, we got to work on you. You're starting to do a lot of this hindsight analysis, and smart, not hard, he's calling you out, as needs to be called out. So I'm not going to worry about calling out Neil because it sounds like Smart, Not Hard Productions, you're watching out for me. You said it resistance, but I was waiting for the sellers as my confirmation. Well, it's a previous high. Previous highs would be considered a resistance. Now, whether or not it is actually a resistance, there's a difference there. I mean, we're parsing out language. So yes, this level here, you would think is a resistance. And it did act as resistance. But yes, sometimes you can wait for confirmation. Sometimes you can just have faith that it will actually be a resistance. But yeah, we're kind of playing a little bit of a semantics game at that point. To be fair, though, the slower trend line is continuing to hold. And in some senses, we're just getting another kind of wedge formation here. So we'll see how this behaves. A lot of volume. Check out the volume profile. So if you envision these as mountains, we have like Mount Everest right here in volume. So when you consider where all the volume has happened, yes, a lot of volume has occurred right in this general area. So we'll have to see. Now, if it goes back up there, am I buying that breakout? I don't know. A little sketchy because on the 5-minute, we have the 200 period right there. So there's been 2 fake breakouts of that 200 period moving average here on the 5-minute. Again, right there, you can see the price poked its head up above the pink line, back down. So if anything, really, I mean, I don't know. It might be more of a short. Again, same general idea. Is this going to be another fake breakout where it's broken above the pink line? Now is this thing going to snap back down? If you're thinking so, I'm not calling you crazy. I can see the logic. Just a question of, does history repeat itself again in regards to that 200 period simple moving average? This? The mountains, Jason F? The mountains over here are called the volume profile. So yes, to your question, it is a volume-based indicator, 100%. Okay, it's trying to break out here. Woo! All right, got the mute button on that one. I don't want to blow out anybody's eardrums. Looks like a real breakout to me. Yeah, at this point, not looking like a fake break. Still don't know if anybody was actually talking. Somebody mentioned a Fed speaker, but I don't, unless I missed it. But I still do not know if anybody's speaking or not. I'm trying to rely on the chat, but the chat is off to it. This is not a good day. We're not even at 100 likes yet. This chat is, they're not happy with me or something. This might be a shorter one. This might be an hour of stream. Not an hour stream. A couple hour stream. We'll see. Yeah, 12:20. 12:20 Eastern is Powell. So that's something that'll need to be monitored. You're too late with that one, Anthony. Stealing Tennessee already did the joke. You're too late, Anthony. Now, Crimson, what I'm referring to is if you go back to basically the 20-minute mark of the live stream, you'll see how my actual day went. That's what I'm more referring to. Clay, when you take a payout, does the account update? Yes. Yep, Richie. That's the nice thing about Take Profit Trader is you can get daily payouts, but it literally is daily payouts. It's not like you're eligible for payouts daily, but then it takes a couple days to approve and then a couple days for the money to show up. So in all actuality, you can't trade as soon as you request a payout for like another 3 days. No, they're very fast. So that is what I believe makes Take Profit Trader king of the mountain is those daily payouts where it's actually fast. So in theory, you could get 5 payouts every week. I just opened an account and invested in SP 500 and NVDA. Do you think it's good to try to avoid overlap? Well, that's not really overlap. I'm sorry. I thought that was. And I don't know what IWDA is. But at your age, again, I'm an idiot. I'm not a financial advisor. So I mean, just keep that in mind. I am a total moron. But if I were you, I would just buy VOO or like SPY. Well, I know NVDA is NVIDIA. But I misread. I thought it was NVDA, but it was IWDA. So the breakout continues. But yeah, good job, Big Daddy. In college, focused on wanting to start investing for retirement, even though retirement's like 50 years away. That's good stuff. All right, I'm interested. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I'm interested in a potential back test of this trend line. I don't want to go long here. That seems like a total FOMO chase, but if it pulls back here, maybe does something like that. So I'm gonna look for some sort of movement like that. I gotta give TPT props. 2 of my accounts got charged full price after putting. That's weird. Usually when you put in code Clay, it'll reflect the price difference right then and there. Well, either way, I'm glad they got it figured out. Good to know that the customer service was on the ball. I'm still losing too much money trying to trust setups and adding into too much. I mean, yeah, if you love the setup, then yeah, have confidence in it. But sounds to me like you're loving setups that you probably shouldn't actually love. I use code Clay and they charge me extra. Yeah, that sounds accurate. Least favorite prop firm, Clay? Oh, I don't know about least. I don't know about that. I'll talk about my favorite, but I'm not gonna, Let me put it this way: my least favorites are the ones that just disappear. Which is why, if a prop firm just started last week and they're based out of Somalia, I'm not quite sure I'd want to go with that one. But yeah, my favorite is Take Profit Trader, and I think, I mean, like I said, I've yet to meet anybody with experience in the prop firm space that does Take Profit Trader, gets to the payout phase, and then complains about having daily payouts that are fast. I've yet to meet anybody that complains about daily payouts that are fast. Hey, Julio, good morning. No, I've only ever used Take Profit Trader. No, eventually, I don't know. I don't know if I really have a desire to have like 50 accounts across multiple prop firms. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that in my stage of life, I don't know if I really have any interest in all that. So in order to I just make that comment because in order to do that, you would have to have multiple prop firms because Take Profit Trader, they cap you at 5 accounts. So if you want to be trading, 20 accounts or 40 accounts or 50 accounts, and yeah, that's where you need to start to expand your empire. That's where, on this slide, you would need to move from Take Profit Trader over to, some of these. So that's kind of, that's what that would depend on. It's just really your goals. If you're looking to build the empire as a beginner, start with Take Profit Trader. Get comfortable with prop firms. That'll also turn yourself into an experienced prop firm trader. And then once you're experienced, and if you want to build the empire and you want to support the live stream, well, then here you go. These are more prop firms out there. And like I said, if you want to support the live stream, get whatever the best deal at each of these prop firms is. Code Clay will make that happen. Hey, Desert Rider. Yeah, and again, there are debates out there. Some people love certain prop firms, other people hate. I'm just saying that Take Profit Trader, I'm yet to meet anybody that gets to the payout phase and then does not like the daily payouts that are fast. So that's why, and not to mention, they have a very clean set of rules, which is why I say for beginners, Take Profit Trader is a great spot to start. Because some of these other prop firms, again, they're not scams. They just have way more rules. And as a beginner, it can get overwhelming in a hurry. Just got another payout this morning in the bank. Nice job, AA. Good job. And that's all with Take Profit Trader, right, AA? Daily payouts are such a pain. I have to keep rebounding. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Daily payouts are a pain because you do it. That means you have to daily rebalance your checkbook. Paul's speaking right now. Can we get confirmation on that? I thought he was supposed to speak at 12:20 p.m. Eastern. Oh yeah, nice job, AA. Can somebody confirm that Paul is speaking? Just passed. Good job, Kyle. Very well done, sir. No, David says Paul is currently speaking. Yeah, Desert. That's why you just take scalps. Don't sit there and wait for some big old home run. Just take the green as it comes. I think we can go back to 848, just like you draw in first line pullback, then up. 848? Yeah. Maybe. David, hello? Where do you I agree. Where do you see him speaking at? My bad. The thing I wasn't watching wasn't live. All right. That's why I always like to get multiple points of confirmation, because sometimes people are mistaken. And they say things that are not true. Not maliciously, just as an accident. All right, it happens. It happens, David. I'll still hang out, but I'm done trading. Too many blunders today. I'm lucky to even be up. Well, good. Yeah, good job recognizing that, Evil Shadex. I have no idea what this yellow line up here is coming from. None. That must be from yesterday's live or something. I don't know. So we'll get this one out of the way. I was wanting to pull back to that level right there, but this thing just keeps grinding higher and higher. And this is just one of these tricky spots. I mean, in hindsight, sure. Well, Clay, you could have chased the price. You could have bought there or there or there, and it kept. Yeah, I mean, you're right in hindsight, but like, I don't want to be the guy that buys the top. We're at a resistance line. If you zoom way out. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we are. If Neil says we are, we probably are. So tempted to go long. Well. Now we're getting a pullback. All right. Try along at that green line. No. I need to wait for a confirmation. I keep forgetting this is actually a very volatile day. So 3 is more than enough to make some quality money. As we saw in this trade here, that worked out really well. So yeah, I'm not going to just blindly buy right there. I'm interested in buying around that yellow line, but I first want to see some confirmation that this area here actually wants to be strong. But I mean, step one is it's definitely got to pull back here. So if this is as much as it's going to pull back, well then I'll miss the trade, because my definition, I want to see more of a pullback. Come on. Then again, okay, we still got time before Powell. Do we know if Powell's taking questions? I think that's probably what I'm more concerned about, is the questions. That always seems to be the potential territory where things can get a little too spicy. Or is he just giving a speech like Congress? Oh, I guess usually Congress can grill him too, but... All right, here we go. Getting closer to this yellow line. Again, like I said, I want to see it. Give me some signs that it wants to be strong. He is going to be taking questions. All right, good to know. Good to know. I think it might. I don't know this for sure, but it might be one of those things where like his speech is like maybe at 220. It's given to everybody, so there could potentially be some quick spikes right at 220 because everybody has the speech and therefore they know what he's going to say. So that variable is taken out. It's no longer an unknown, and then the unknown variable becomes the questions and how he'll answer those questions. Usually he's very good at not really doing too much. Yeah, we'll see right at 220. If things all of a sudden get spiky, then that probably tells us that the speech is then available to people that want it. And then after that point, like I said, as he's given the speech, that I wouldn't think that moves anything because the speech is already available. All right, here we go. We're getting a move down here. Yeah, I'll try along right there at the green line. Now if it wants to bounce back up. Now, if it breaks down below the yellow line, I'll cancel this out because my risk profile will start to change a bit too much. All right, yep, down below. All right, so never mind on that one. Waited for confirmation, did not get anything, so back to the drawing board. Again, I'm still interested in this general area here, so maybe we get another sign or another kind of movement that gets me comfortable. But right there, I waited, did not happen. 795 long, and where's your stop at, LaRue? You're making me nervous. As always, people love to give an entry point, but they never give a stop loss. So it's like, are you just holding and hoping, or are you like a degen? So where's your stop at? 790, stop 780. All right. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope it works out for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. But I appreciate you stepping out, having the courage to give a trade plan ahead of time. Which, by the way, Reddit tunnel, not here. Where did Reddit tunnel go? Amazing. We called him out and played out just like we thought it would. Looks like you made a lot today. Well, if you scroll back to about the 20-minute mark, 20-minute-ish mark, I'll give a little bit more context to my day. Another channel said he was taking questions, but I have not found any confirmation yet, sir. Gotcha. Is this TPT? Yeah, well, yes, in the sense of, so what I'm doing to map out, there's a couple layers. That's why I'm stumbling around. So layer number one of what I'm doing is with a prop firm, that prop firm being Take Profit Trader. So if you go to the link at the top of the screen, step one, layer one would be Take Profit Trader, choose the purchasing power you want, use code CLAY to get the 40% off, and then no activation. After that, they'll ask you what platform do you want to use. So what you see is Tradeovate. So 2 layers. Layer number one, I'm in a prop firm, Take Profit Trader. Through that prop firm, I'm using Tradeovate. So no, this right here is not necessarily Take Profit Trader. It's Tradeovate, but I am using Tradeovate through Take Profit Trader. Is the discount only for the first month? No, nope. No, as long as you use code CLAY, it locks you into that promotion. Okay, it's doing a good job putzing around, holding this yellow line here. How many accounts do you have on? Well, you can have up to five active pro accounts. Now, you can always be working on other accounts, passing new accounts, and then storing them at no extra charge. But like active pro accounts, you can have up to 5. Sir, which is the best for a new person in trading CFDs or futures? Well, what country are you in? What country are you in? All right, I'm going to go along there. If it bounces up to that green line. I like how it's consolidating out here. Again, looking to get long if it can get up to that green line. In Pakistan. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the broker or what I'm using is not available to Pakistan, unfortunately. All right, now it's down below. I'll check real quick for you, but yeah. This country or this, you do not want to see your country on this list. LMNOP. Yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, so sorry. You could try some of these other prop firms. Maybe one of these ones is open to you in Pakistan. But the king of the mountain of the prop firms, Take Profit Trader, unfortunately for you, not available in Pakistan. But yeah, maybe one of those other ones that you can see there is available to you. I suggest trading what works. Do I pay next month account if I don't pass the eval in a month? Yes. That's why I say aim to pass within 1 month. So you only have to pay that time once. I assure you, 1 month is plenty of time. Given how futures move and how quickly they can move, the amounts required, it's certainly possible within a month. I'm not saying anything is easy, but it's certainly possible given the nature of how futures move. Yeah, well, you can always email them, but yes, you have to keep the account active. But if you're going on vacation, you could just let them know and they'd be fine. But if not, just flip a 1MNQ, buy sell real quick. That's where I am not a customer service expert in every single one of those other prop firms, so that's where you got to just check out the stream or check out their websites, or I don't know, maybe somebody else can let you know. Yeah. Eventually, but it's a crazy amount, Crimson. But yes, they eventually will take you live. Yes. But by that point, I mean you would be up a whole lot of money. Okay, here we go. So that's the power of waiting for confirmation. Notice, waited for confirmation, never got in. Hey, but it helped me save from a losing trade. But to be fair, if you remember from yesterday's live stream, there was a couple of times, and it may happen in today's live stream. Sometimes though, when you wait for confirmation, it causes you to miss out on a winning trade also. But in this situation, it worked out well. No, with Take Profit Trader, you do not pay monthly. That's what makes them amazing, is once you pass, there are no more expenses. With code Clay, you get the 40% off and then 0 activation fee. And then from there are no more monthly charges. At what point do you recommend trading with personal? I don't. Yeah. To me, trading with personal capital makes 0 sense, especially after mornings like this that I had. Why risk your own funds if you don't have to? And to me, the tax arguments aren't totally persuasive because those numbers can get thrown out of whack in a hurry if you have a bad day, if you break a rule, if you get stuck in a crazy movement because Trump tweets something. All those tax benefits, bleh. I'd much rather have the downside protection that a prop firm gives. Okay, we still got a little bit of time. If this hits this green line, actually, this area right here, I'm interested at that yellow line. Speech started. Can somebody confirm Powell's already speaking? That's kind of crazy that he showed up early. Usually they're pretty on the ball because I know that markets care. Are you sure, E-Company, that Powell has already started? Can we get some confirmation? Paul is not. Okay. So what speech started then, E-Company? Where do I turn on the candle timer? Up here, right there, there. There we go, there, and then bar countdown settings. Oh, there's Janice. Where you been? Whoa, okay. We're right here at. And I'm not blindly buying anywhere. I'm going to continue to wait for confirmation because that's already saved me from a couple. Yeah, that's what I thought, Blinkfeld, that the speech was going to start. Not quite yet. Okay, well, I appreciate next time you come and just tell us when the man is speaking. When Powell's speech, that's what we're all assuming. When you say speech starting, we're all baking in and assuming you mean Powell is speaking. Hi, do you think now is a good entry for short? Rats, I could have sworn I said this yesterday, but Rats, my answer remains the same. I'm operating under this frame of logic. You know your strategy and rules way better than I do or anybody in the chat room does. So, what does your strategy say? Does your strategy say that now is a good entry for short? That would be my question back to you. Again, I think I'm being logical in my assumption that you would know your strategy and rules better than myself or anyone else here. So yeah, I don't know. You tell us. Does your strategy say that now is a good time for short? And I'm going to try a buy right there if it wants to come back up. But if this keeps bleeding down, well then it is what it is. Actually, this is what I want to wait for. Let's bring over the 5-minute. 200 period moving average, former area of resistance. I wonder if it comes down there, which puts us right at about 53. So let's see, where's 53 at? Yeah, so let's see how it behaves right around that level. To be fair, I would not have still gotten confirmation anyways, so that trade right there would not have been a trade yet. Anyhow, I hesitate. I aim 30 points. Well, I mean, if you're hesitating, I would guess that's because your strategy says not to do it. I don't know, Rats, but you, like I said, you know your strategy better than we do. Who else was expecting gold to drop after yesterday's Trump-Israel meeting? Well, I mean, granted, I'm totally armchair quarterback hindsight trading, but gold and those sorts of assets are safe havens. When things get sketchy, that's when those sort of things tend to go up. So therefore, when things become less sketchy, people are like, all right, well, I don't need this safe haven anymore. So to me, that makes perfect sense why gold would go down. When an unknown variable, such as all the Israel stuff, has seemingly, been removed. The more unknown variables, the more things become safe havens. Gold, I don't know if the US dollar is anymore. It used to be a safe haven. But can I create a trade profit account using my LLC? Yeah, Stanley, you should be able to do that. Is there a specific time of day where you decide to take no trades? No, not early. I take trades based off setups, not based off time of day. Now, sure, I found that certain times of days produce my setups compared to other time of days, but no. I don't all of a sudden just not trade because it's a time of day. Like, if it's a time of day and I see my setup, then, I'll trade on that. So the main function I use is not time, is not profit goals, is not I need to make a certain amount of trades. It's no, I'm trying to trade good setups that meet my criteria. Hey, Django, go pump somewhere else, brother. That thing is a turd and you know it. ASST is garbage. This chat, we're educated people here. Don't come in here, pee on our leg, and try to tell us it's raining, Django. Maybe other live streams you can get away with that sort of stuff. But ASST is garbage. Pure and utter garbage, sir. Not to mention, stop wasting your time trading such nonsense. Come day trade futures. Instead of trading nonsense like that where you got to run around a chat room or, go around live streams and try to pump. Don't try to pump here, boy. We all know the tactic. You're a pump and dumper. You're trying to pump, get excitement so you can dump your shares on people. I wish I could do emojis for people. Django Horton would get the clown emoji. Pump and dumpers get the clown emoji. Well, that one turned around nicely. In hindsight, had I just left my buy right there, ba-boom. But that's hindsight. Took your long for... Hey, so if you've been like Pat, you'd have had 20 points. Good job, Pat. Congrats. At least somebody did. That's what I love is when the pumper and dumpers show up and then it works against them because then we just rip the thing apart. But my wife's boyfriend said insiders were buying. Of course, of course. All right, Powell speaks in 7 minutes. I'm definitely don't want to be in a trade at 12:20 because, like I was saying, I don't know if he gets the speech at, or if the speech goes out to everyone at 12:20. Like, it could get super spicy, and then all of a sudden calm down, and then really the next spicy moment doesn't come till the to the question and answers. But yeah, I'm not interested in being in a trade at 12. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm just not sure how the dynamics of this work. Sometimes people get the speeches ahead of time, or not ahead of time, but they get the speech like right away. How are we feeling about Paul and bias? Doesn't matter. We'll let the chart tell us how we should feel. No need to try to guess how the market's going to feel. We just watch the chart here. The chart will tell us how the market feels. The chart is by far the best news source because at the end of the day, as I've said, the news doesn't matter. The news itself does not matter. What matters is how does the market feel about the news? Therefore, the question becomes, well, how do we tell? How can we tell how the market feels about news? Well, by watching the price. By watching what people are doing with their money. And what tool reveals what people are doing with their money and the price and all that? Well, the chart. So that's why charts are awesome. No, I can't do that one. I can't do that one because if my kids walk by and they hear me saying that, then they're going to start saying that in front of their mother and I'm going to get in trouble. So no, that one's a little bit too provocative. Especially when these walls in this temporary office are paper thin. Oh, yeah. The Django, what was that guy's name? Yeah, Django Horton, a total just clown. Total bag holder, doesn't know how to trade. Trying to run around, gin up excitement so he can pump the price so he can dump his shares. I mean, classic pump and dump. That thing's been around since the invention of the market. You're wrong. It's not the charts. It's the concept. Well, no, I mean but the constipated cougar it is a chart pattern. Therefore, it is charts. The ballsy baboon. Oh yeah, I can work with that one. ASC has fallen over 90% from about yes. That's the problem. I mean, you show up as a pump and dumper here. We have enough people that are going to call you out, and then it's like reverse. You're going to cause people to dump more. Because like if people are already in ASST and now they're seeing all this stuff, they're like, man, I should probably just get out. So the reverse is happening. All right. Speech is in 4 minutes, so I'm officially just not going to, I'm not going to take on it. Well, I guess I could try a scalpy scalp, but then all of a sudden it's going to have to be a pinpoint entry. Because I don't want to be in a trade at 12:20 p.m. Eastern. In fact, I'm going to use this as my tinkle break. I got to go tinkle. As my grandma would say. Clay, do you have to go tinkle? All right, I'll be right back. Oh, is Horton back? Yo, dude, hey, Django, you just said that, Django. Django, reply now or you're getting banned. Are you just a spam bot? Reply now. My bladder's about to explode, but Django, you got me fired up, boy. What kind of moron do you think we are, Django, bringing your pump and dump nonsense? That ASST is garbage. I want it to go down so that you lose more money, Django Horton. Django, how about you learn how to trade? How about you step away from stocks, step into the world of Pam's plant, day trade futures through a prop firm, and you won't have to run around acting like a baboon and pumping and dumping. You hear, Django? I'm probably talking to an AI, like I'm probably talking to literally a bot right now, but just in the chance that they're a real person, it would make my day if I could get through them. And they're like, oh yeah, maybe I am being a baboon. All right. If he can reply. All right, I got to go tinkle real quick. Nothing from Django? Doggone it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's cook. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and Paul. So if you're going to be in a trade at 12:20 p.m. Eastern, I don't know. Maybe make sure it's in a prop account. Paul's talking. He already started. Okay, here we go. Look at that, Paul. Shout out to you for actually being early. Unlike the other guy that can be like hours late. All right, here we go. So as of right now, it does not look like there is any sort of public release of the speech because it did not all of a sudden get jumpy. So now I would say that, yeah, he could say anything at any moment because it does not look like the speech went public. So yes, this is kind of an interesting situation right now where kind of trade at your own risk. To be fair, you could certainly get a great movement in your favor, but that is a two-sided coin. As a reminder, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. I've been really slacking off in reminding people. But yeah, now if you're brand new and you've never been here before, welcome. It is great to have you. No need to hit the like button because I understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy. But if you are enjoying or you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy and you just forgot to hit that like button, please do so. It helps. We're going for 280 likes today. And I don't know if we're going to hit it because I've been slacking off quite a bit. But maybe we can make a run at it. We'll see. Put on your brown... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Put on them brown pants. All right. Well, again... Orange line up here is the previous session close. I just bring that up because that's kind of the next, at least in my world, the next key technical area. No, that pattern, as far as I'm aware, Amex did not show up today yet. Well, whatever he's saying right now, the market's liking. They like what they hear. Then you're right. It is up. It is up 100 points from there. Okay, market. Give me a 5 if you're gonna trade while he's talking. Like if you're like, I don't care, Clay, I'm gonna just keep trading. Give me a 5. I'm not saying you're wrong, but give me a 5 if that's kind of your time or your metric right now. Nada don't care. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I shouldn't say you don't care. You're just not too worried about it. Okay. Okay. Frank, Jocko, Zach, Moses, Ed, E Company. All right. I don't know what 4 means. CDP. All right. Mrs. Free. Hey, am I entertaining you, Mrs. Free, or am I failing? Because I know that's why you're here, for that entertainment. Entry was 782. Oh, man. Good job. Leroy Jenkins. What is that from? I've heard that name. I don't know what that's from, though. Well, I mean, bull testicles are literally what they're called. Like, that's not slang for anything. That is what it is, Anthony. You clown. And ballsy means gutsy, right? It means bravery. It means courage. No, these are that pattern. Never, we can't get into it right now. I'm trying to see if I want to maybe buy at this yellow line. Yeah, what is Leroy? Why do Leroy Jenkins? What is that? Why have I heard that? Oh, don't do this. Take profit. Come on now. Okay, I can't even trade right now, anyways, because Trade Ovate is apparently detached. I have the red thing, which you Trade Ovate people, you know what I'm talking about. If not, let me. Oh, now it's back. There it is. So for a moment, that there was red, but you had that too, Brad? Okay, interesting. Oh, really, Amex? Okay. Trade Ovate trying to wreck me. There's nothing that makes you pucker up, at least for me, that makes me pucker up more than like in a trade, and then all of a sudden it the Trade Ovate where it like flashes in and out because it's like reloading itself or whatever. Oh, Mike, and the answer is no, I don't. It's irrelevant in many senses, especially for this live stream. So no, I don't. It happened a few times to me in the last. Yeah, no, it's happened multiple. Not. It hasn't happened to me in the sense of I've been in a trade, but Trade of It has flashed in and out a couple times today on me. It's a form of just YOLOing when odds are against you. I put in a trade and it took 20 seconds to fill you? As in you were supposed to have already been filled and then it took 20 seconds? Like, I understand it could take 20 seconds to fill me if I put an order in down here. It's like, well, yeah, it could take 20 seconds to get down there to fill me, but... Or do you mean like you should have been filled and then it still took you 20 more seconds? That's probably what you mean. No, Mikey, stop. Mikey, go scroll back to the, I don't know, about the 20-minute mark. And you will see today is just, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. That delay fill happened to me this morning too. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I have not had any delay fillings, but fills. Delay fills is what I should have said. Again, I cannot be any more truthful than this, Mike. Because I've always said this, which is why what you asked is kind of irrelevant. And if this makes me a bad trader, if this makes me not worth hanging out with, okay. But as I've said many times before, I could not be a full-time trader defined as my only stream of income. With 6 kids, I am not capable. I would not be capable to make enough money to support my family of 6 and all that if day trading was my only form of income. I am not that good. The pressure would pop my head like a pimple. That is why I say I'm not a full-time trader. I believe in multiple streams of income because multiple streams of income alleviates that pressure. So that is, in my mind, what is realistic. I think it's very unrealistic to show up and think that you're literally going to be a day trader and have your only stream of income come from trading. Now, if you're a kid and you don't have bills, you don't have kids because, well, you are a kid and you live in your mom's basement, okay, maybe under that you could make enough. But like as you get older and as life happens and you take on like, hey, I have bills, I have to have my own house if you're gonna have a family, things like that change. Or if you're retired, your kids are moved out. Okay, but like the truth of the matter is this. I think a much better goal is to aim for multiple streams of income in life and have trading being one of those streams of income. That's what I think. So that is that is what I think is the truth. A real trader probably, have other streams of income. But yes, that's what I always said is I've never been a full-time trader. I could never be a full-time trader. Again, full-time trader being defined as only stream of income is coming from trading. How many? Hey man, doing okay, J2. Hopefully you're doing all right. The delay happened to me yesterday. It took about 15-20 seconds for my trade. Oh, really, Lance? That's crazy. More Fed cuts possible due to labor market. Yeah, it would make sense why the market's liking to hear that. Multiple streams of income equal risk management. Exactly, Idang. Exactly. And just as an FYI, well, I'm going to go follow so-and-so, or I'm going to go hang out with so-and-so because they're a full-time trader. It's like, no, they're not. If you have a YouTube channel, if you're selling a program, if you have a Discord, if you're selling T-shirts, none of those things are wrong. Fantastic, good job, because they're doing what I believe in, multiple streams of income. But don't sit here and tell me that that person is a full-time trader. No, they're not. They are making money from a multitude of different angles, not just trading. So let's just, now, if they're calling themselves a full-time trader, I would highly disagree with that. No, you're doing what I'm doing, which I think is great. Multiple streams of income. And are you single, Alfonso? Okay, yeah, see? Get yourself a wife and a family and some kids, and you'll notice some new voices show up in your head. Exactly, Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch wins the day with that comment. Exactly. I'm almost wondering if this is a fake breakout here. I might give it a try. Super risky trade, though. I better just do it with 2. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. Okay, I'm in. Oh, don't blink on me. Doggone it. So annoying. Again, risky trade in the sense of not the most, probability-wise, I realize I'm going against the trend. This thing just broke out, but that's why I reduced position size quite a bit. Yeah. Higher risk in the sense of it just not working out. But if it does work out, then yeah, these are the ones that you can get paid really nicely. Okay, blue line, thanks for not blinking. Is it really going to be done blinking? No. I spoke too soon. Come on, brother, come down. Great looking candle there. Just a question of, is this candle going to work out? But yeah, I like it. Broke, formed that candle. So is this a fake breakout? We'll see. That blink. Oh, the blinking blue line. So annoying. Question is, do I want to add to it now if it comes back down? I don't know. I better not do that. Well, the Scalpy Scalp was available to me, but I needed more than a Scalpy Scalp on this one for the math and everything like that to work out and over the bigger picture. You know what? I will add, though, now. If this thing comes back down, I will add. But I'm only adding if it comes back down. But looking like I'm probably going to get stopped out here. Okay. Maybe. Am I really going to get the ad here? That'd be a great looking setup. Trying to decide what it wants to do. Hey, hello from Finland. Well, hello from America. Looking like this stop out probably gonna... And I'm out. All right. Saying our rate is negative, but it will turn around. What rate is negative? There's a trend line that it's about to hit. Do we have some epic overall trend line? Oh, you saying there's a rising wedge here? I can see a potential rising wedge argument. Yeah, let's keep that trend line in play. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, exactly, Lance. Like I said, to me that's a good risk reward. If you just happen to get one of those where this thing really rolls over, then compared to what was being risked, not bad. But that's also why I couldn't take a scalpy scalp on it. I wanted need a little bit more from it, but it just didn't give it to me. But the way ultimately now the price just did not care about that candle at all right there. Yeah, it's got me skeptical. Hey, good morning, Elusive. Parole has slowed, but I think, do you mean payroll? Not parole. Yeah, there's no way. Well, yeah, that you must mean payroll. Well, I would Paul be talking about parole. I am interested. I'm curious if the price does get up to that yellow upward trend line, and if it starts to show some signs of weakness, I may be interested in a short. Why do you short? There is a bull run. Well, then tell us how you're making money from this bull run. How are you going to make money from it, Erdos? Can you give us an entry point and a target? At a price, and not to mention, I think you have some confirmation bias too. Let's say that on that trade I took, and just be honest, I'm trying to teach a lesson. Let's say the price had done that. Would you be saying why did you short? There's a bull run. Would you have said that? No. See, around here, Erdos, ain't nobody impressed by that. Right? Because anybody can show up and just say, I don't know. Everybody just type. Type a number that you just made. Watch how easy it is to do that. So, chat, I'll open it up. Yeah, how much did I... I can do it too. Watch. I just made... See? Look at that. Look what I just typed. Well, if it's a bull run, why aren't you in it still? That's my question. I'm not the crazy one. You're saying there's a bull run, and then you're telling me that you're not in the bull run making a bunch of money right now. Can you explain that to me? With all due respect, sir, you are the crazy one. You're the one that said it's in a bull run, yet you're not making money from it. Sounds kind of crazy to me, brother. Good job, Katie Verse. Well, no, can you address? I'm not. No. See, that's the sign of a losing argument. Why are you telling me to relax? Can you address me? Your claim is it's in a bull run, yet you're not making money from this bull run. Why? That sounds like the crazy thing. You're calling me crazy. So, can you answer my question? Don't tell me to relax. That's irrelevant. And look, it's getting rejected off that yellow line anyways, that you're like, why would you do that? Well, I don't know, because maybe there was a resistance up there, and there was. So congrats to anybody that just shorted right there. I'm waiting, though. I'm waiting for the answer. Clay, I find myself clicking buttons. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you, Rochelle. I appreciate you throwing your hat in the ring. To be, no, and that is a fair comment. I am crazy, but in this situation, yeah, what MJ said is fair. Is fair. I mean, with all due respect, whoever called out that tread line, great call. Yeah, I was watching. Well, it never really gave me a setup that I could take an advantage of. But right there, I mean, why would you short? It's in a bull run. Well, because money can be made in bull runs. Look at that rejection. That's why. But again, that person doesn't actually believe it's a bull run. What is my proof that they don't believe it's a bull run? They're not even long. Or bull, whatever he said. Bull, whatever. They don't believe what they're saying. They're a lip flapper. What's your proof of that, Clay? Well, because they haven't put their money where their mouth is. They're not even in the trade. If they truly believed it was a bull run, why are they not making money from the bull run? It's just simple logic, brothers and sisters. Who called out that tread line? I don't remember. Who told me to consider that tread line? Who was that? How do you feel about investing in index funds? I have index funds. Yeah, I don't have anything. Investing? You called it out, Brad? Good job, Brad. Good call. See, that's the problem with society. You make a comment, you find yourself in a logical trap, and then you're like, okay, let me try a logical fallacy, relax. Well, no, that doesn't have anything to do with the conversation, and then you just leave. That's so disheartening. No wonder why people can't make any progress. Clay, you shouldn't always get... Hey, Blinkfield, go play some sports. Or if you are a father or whatever, then put your kids in sports. If you think I'm irritated right now, you like, or in your words, if you think I'm quote unquote pissed off right now, good grief, you probably did not play sports growing up. If you think me raising my voice a little bit is pissed off, like as somebody that played a lot of sports, I know what pissed off looks like, and it's definitely not this. How do I feel about mutual funds and whatever. Mutual funds can get a little squirrely with their fees, where index funds, I mean, you look at those and it's like 0.03%. He played, he just got shoved into a locker. Who knows? But it's always easy to see who did not grow up playing sports. Why are you so angry? What? Because I raised my voice, I'm angry? No. Have you never been around any sort of passionate person before? There was a level of support from yesterday, and that line marked it just... All right, sounds good, Troy. Appreciate it. Alfonso, yeah, Vu is... I mean, you're never going to beat the market with Vu, but you're also never going to underperform the market either. All right, maybe a short up around here. What would be pretty nice is if the price pops up here, gets above this trend line, and then bumps its head right here on the orange line. Where did my volume profile? Wow, Tradovate is on the struggle bus today, big time. There we go, got it back. Again, want to see the price come up to this area, and then if it starts to come back down, we'll look for a short. But again, that's my requirement. Want to see the price first come up here, and then if it gets rejected and starts to come back down, I'll look to pounce like a panda. Does illegal street... no, I'm not... I don't know. Well, I don't know. Do you have coaches that get on your case with illegal street dice? If so, I mean, I guess. All right, here we go. Come on. Ah, gotcha, Anthony. Yeah, that's passionate. That's passion right there for sure. Again, want to see? I don't know. Wonder if I should just get short now. Just let it play out. You have your requirements. Stick with them. Unless I just try right there. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try just right there. No, Clay. No. You follow the plan. Do you see the voice in my head? The plan is, as I mentioned, come up and then try to capture it on the way back down. Then you just notice, all right, well, let me just get in right there. No, Clay, that's not the plan. Now, maybe hindsight means I should be getting short right now. As I've said, confirmation has saved me from some losing trades a couple times. But sometimes waiting for these extra bits of confirmation does also lead you to missing out on a trade. I've been trading for a long time. Since we'll call it 2008-ish. Currently up 500, still holding great. Same with you, Christian. Same with you. I love you too, brother. On what time frame is it bullish? Dude, oh my goodness. The short would have already worked right there. Brad called out a beautiful trend line. Everything's bullish. Yeah, except on the 2-minute, the trend line where it pulled back almost 20 points. So no, not everything is bullish. All right, here we go. Pop up through. But that's penny. Christian, you are right now, you are suffering from the world revolves around me-itis. I have zero problem admitting to you, Christian, that yeah, maybe you consider that pinching pennies. Maybe that's not worth your time. Maybe that doesn't fit into your psyche. I have no problem conceding that because I don't suffer from the world revolves around me-itis. But you apparently think that because this is penny pinching for you and that you don't really see this or you don't really agree with it or anything, then therefore nobody should do anything. But see, the problem with you think the world is revolving around you. It doesn't, brother. The sooner you realize that, the more likable of a person you'll be. People that suffer from the world revolves around me-itis are not likable. And as my premise always goes, I do want all of you to succeed in life. I genuinely do. And a very easy way to succeed in life is to be likable. So therefore, things that turn you not likable are not going to help you in life. And one of the quickest ways to be an unlikable person is to be suffering from the world revolves around me-itis. I'm in a prop firm, David. So I'll let you define that however you want. Christian, no, okay. I got to put Christian on timeout. When people go into being that much of a dent. No, it would not have been a loss because I never got confirmation. I wanted to see it go up and then come back down. It never would have given me confirmation. I would never have entered the trade. Is he still taking questions? Do we know? What is this fight? It's about who's better looking, me or you, David. And clearly, I'm the better looking person, David. That's what the fight's about. He is still talking? Okay. Past 20 minutes, this market has been ridiculous to trade. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know about, but again, my strategy is not your strategy is not mine, so possibly. You're listening to Bloomberg. Good job, Troy. That's right. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Who says Powell is talking? He's not. From my understanding, there's a press conference going on. So I guess in theory, maybe he's not talking this exact moment because he's listening to the reporter's question, but like he's going to be talking. Yeah, cheers, Captain Crunch. I'm just glad you're here to remind us all what the cereal of choice needs to be. That's a problem, Janice. You're never going to get a mod when you show up acting all cocky. Who says Powell is talking? He's not. And then there's 40 people. No, he is actually talking. Who says Powell's talking? About 80 people. Not a good look, Janice. That's not going to get you that promotion you seek. Can anybody get rich here? Or is it all... Well, I don't know. What do you mean here? Like on my live stream or just in general? Define here. I switched to prop firms from trading options, you said. Good, LaRue. I'm glad. I'm glad you kicked options day trading to the curb. Gold? What's gold doing? Oh, boy. Gold, yeah. I mean, we are just absolutely... the market's like, yeah, U.S. currency, toast. Well, David, you are a lazy person. You are a very lazy person, David. Can this channel make me rich? What are you talking about? No, you would make yourself rich. No channel out there is going to make you rich. You would do it. So no, I can tell you right now, David, that you're not. Yeah, I don't think you're going to fit in here. But hey, thanks for swinging by, brother. So I guess you just get long gold. Is that the play? Because gold just goes up. Exactly. I got to just find that one channel that's got the Holy Grail strategy. I don't want to think for myself. I just want to follow the person. That's true. Yeah, but on your way out, please click like. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know what, like, even buying pullback seems ridiculous. Look at this thing. Green, 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 green. I guess just go long because all it does is go green, but usually when I do stuff like that, like, I'm the guy that buys the top. I am heavy in SoFi. Well, I am worried because, yeah, SoFi might be making you rich, but apparently you think that going all in something is a good strategy. So eventually, that'll burn you. So, but I'm not worried about you, so don't worry about it. You don't worry about me being worried about you. We're all good, brother. Options are okay if you buy to hold. Well, yeah, again, Pam's plant, what we argue for here, Pam's plant is for the category of day trader. Options, day trading, garbage. In the category of investing, yeah, options are cool. I am not selling. Well, then you're not actually making any money. Because SOFI does not pay a dividend, so you have made $0 on SOFI. You have not made any money until you sell. So if you're not selling, well then, I hope you got a job because you're not making any, because you have zero cash flow. Clay, do it. Take one for the team. Do what? I mean, if you're telling me to buy David, I will gladly do it. Just buy me an account. I argue if there is a lesson to be learned. Notice the lesson that I just baked into David. I just taught a lesson on realized versus unrealized gains. So in me arguing, I am actually educating. Right? Because David needs to be educated. Maybe somebody else has never considered. Oh yeah, that's true. Realized versus unrealized gains are important. It was a joke. Well, I mean, my offer still stands. I'll take one for the team if you want to buy me an account. I mean, nothing changed on my end. Joking or not, if you want to, we'll call it the David. We'll call it the David account. 1020 is my average. Okay, cool. Again, I hope you have a job or you're doing something else, David, because you are literally not making any money if you're not going to sell. You have made zero. That's why I love me some dividends, because you can get some growth, but at least you're getting some cash flow from it too. Well, I'm about 90% sure that SOFI does not pay a dividend. To be fair, I suppose maybe I missed it and they're now paying a dividend, but I don't think so. All right, here's a bit of a pullback, and that's why you don't want to just. Oh, I'm cool. Okay, now you're leveraging the rest. Gotcha. So your cash flow is coming from leveraging, huh? I'm about 90% sure David is just flapping his lips. But if he's not, good old leverage. Good old leverage. It works until it doesn't, and then you're then we all have to pay for David because he's on the welfare system. All right, maybe along down around this green line here. SOFI does not pay dividend. Okay, thanks for confirming. We'll see how it behaves around that level right there. Maybe along, but like I said, got to see how it's going to behave. I'm not just going to blindly buy right there. Bounced right off of it. So what would be nice, so this candle moves around for about another 35 seconds, is if there's a low that comes down just a little bit below and then starts to head back up, I will look to go long. But that's what I want to see right now. Not going to touch it on this candle, but we'll see what the next candle starts to look like. Again, the trend is still up, so I'm trying to trade the trend. Potential reversal on 900. Okay, so how are you going to make money from the potential reversal, David? Give us an entry point, a stop, and a target. So that's cool. I appreciate the thought. Potential reversal on 900. So how would you take that general thought and then make money from it? Okay, here we go. Now I'll come back down to that line right there. Oh, come on. Come back down to that green line. If every blind squirrel can find a nut, you should be able to find a winning trade. Exactly. He's going to buy low and sell high. Stop below the low. Exactly. David, potential reversal on 900. Again, how are you going to make money from that, dude? Angelo, 922 entry, stop. Love it, Angelo. Given the trade plan ahead of time. That's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to go for a buy at the green line here. It's looking like it's maybe trying to stabilize out. Again, trying to buy at the green line, but I wanted the price to come up to me. Okay, new candle's about to start to form, so never mind on that one. Okay, let's see it come back down, and then if it comes back up here, I like it. Yep, I'll go long right there if it comes back up. Nope, too far down now. I told you to buy. Yeah, David. Yep, good job. David, I guess, wants me to lose money. David Chevarini. Oh, that's that dude. Well, yeah, okay. Can't quite say I'm shocked that he has no idea what he's doing. I told you to buy. He says that when the price was right there. Good call, David Chevarini. But don't worry, folks. He's all in SOFI. Don't worry. He's good. I think he's also currently yelling at his mom. When's the meatloaf going to be ready? Ma! I said mustard on the meatloaf, not ketchup. And then the other David just disappears. Hot Pockets. So again, another win for waiting for a confirmation. Save me from a losing trade. No, not you, David. We have too many Davids here. Not you, David. Mom, this angry internet got... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, Shauna. Well, he must have said something. All right, well, it's dropping and dropping, and you called this short run. Why didn't you get in on... I didn't call a short run. I will enter at 9:21 if it gets back up. Oh, all right, yeah, okay. Things got to recover quite a bit for you, serial trader. Roger that though. Haven't had a hot pocket. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. Yeah, when's the last hot pocket I've had? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever smoked a meatloaf, but I've had a smoked meatloaf before, which reminds me, I want to try to smoke a meatloaf. Paul says the FOMC looks at overall inflation and not just the housing prices. Roger that. Maybe interested in a bit of a short around this area if it comes up and then shows me some weakness. Is that food or the next chart pattern? Valid question. I'm just talking food in this situation. Valid question, though. You said it would be best to go short when the candle hit the yellow line, and it happened as you said. No, not really. It didn't happen the way I was looking for it to. Okay, here we go. Short at the red line. I can put my stop right up there. Now if it pops up too much, if it comes up through that orange, nope, okay. I was going to say if it comes up to that orange line, I got to go back to the drawing board because my risk profile has changed too much. Kong is long at 887. Okay, he just got long there. Ooh, he got, okay. Stop is 850. All right, Kong, I appreciate it, man. Giving your trade plan ahead of time. That's nothing but courage on your part. Got nothing but respect for you, brother. Shout out. That's good stuff there. Look at the 5-minute, Clay. Yep, I see the hammer. I see it. I see it, brother. Thank you. 5-minute does have a nice little hammer on it. That's why I waited for confirmation, and I did not get any. Again, confirmation, saving me from a losing trade. But do we trust it? I don't know. All I know is that, Neil, you better give your trade plan ahead of time or else Not Smart Productions, he's gonna hammer you again. That boy's on your tail. In 897. Out 990. All right, well, so you're like a sway trader on this one. Paul's done. Can we get confirmation that Paul is done? Talk's over. Thank you. Can we get one more bit of confirmation? I think we need to have a policy of 3. 3 people to confirm the same event. In along now. All right, Forex Elite, and where's your stop at? He's done. All right, thank you. Confirmation, Paul is done. All right, now I can trade with, I think, a little bit more of a clearer conscience. Hey, Clay, hope you had a good day. What'd you say? I said you're a good guy. That's what I said. All right. Curious up around here. Last time the price tried to get above that orange line, rejection right there. This orange line is the previous session's close. And that's a level that I enjoy keeping an eye on. Forex Elite is stop losses at 913. Sounds good, Forex Elite. Hope it works out for you. I will go long if the next green candle passes the wick on this one, which is 911. And then where will your stop be, Neil? Got it, Clay. Good job, Forex Elite. As a reminder, hit that like button if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form. If you're brand new, welcome. Great to have you, truly. No need to hit the like button. I understand you have no idea if you're going to enjoy any of this, but if you are enjoying or you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy and you just forgot to hit the like button, please do so. It helps. Been a while since I was in this chat. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, hey, good to see you, Alan. All right, if this pops up here and starts to come back down, I am interested in a potential short. But I want to see, like I said, the price come up here. And then on the way back down, see if I can grab a short. Come on up. Passed my second eval today. Maybe this time. Good job, Lance. You know what? Even if you blow it, that's all right. You're passing accounts. That's always step one. Pass those accounts. Get them to the pro phase. That's good stuff, Lance. And the positive movements hop off. Been watching for a while. Huge thanks for all your videos. Great, Lance. Well, thanks for watching. You want to make? Well, I guess it makes sense why it's all. I mean, look again. Look at them. These are mountains. Big mountain peak right here. So you draw that to correspond. So yes, right around here, a lot of volume has exchanged hands. So it makes sense. Time for max contract, $1,000. Yeah, that's good encouragement right there, Lance. Just YOLO it. Man, this thing is barely budging, just sitting right there. Wow. Hey, Junior. Good to see you. There's a bit of a move. We are in a massive dump from yesterday to after hours dump to this AM. We are in a we are in a massive from the. I think you. There, yeah. You missed out on a word there. A massive V, gotcha. You know what helped me this week watching the 15-minute. Yeah. Patience goes a long way at times, Lance. Agreed. Glad you're kind of. Oh, did I miss it? I'm going to try if it comes down there. See if it does want to get rejected off of this orange line. Step one, though, it's got to hit that red line. Pushing back up. Come on, Price. Up a tad bit more. There we go. Again, this orange line here is the previous session close. All right, got to cancel that out. If it wants to pop up a little bit above it, or like this, and then come back down, I'll try that. Nope, never mind. It just keeps grinding. So, all right. Well, I guess this one is just going to kind of grind away. So I'm trying. I'm waiting for confirmation, but I'm just not getting it, which I'm glad. All these waiting for confirmations has helped me to miss trades. I don't know if this comes back to. Yeah. What do you think about ELBM? Well, I think you're getting too far ahead of yourself because that's actually a really risky question you just asked. And you probably have no idea how that's a very risky question, which proves my point that you're a beginner and you're getting too far ahead of yourself. So my thought are slow down and you got more learning to do right now. You were too far ahead of yourself based on the fact you don't know how to properly ask questions. Because that is, in all seriousness, that's a very risky question you just asked. Very risky. And I bet you don't know why. Wait, how can it be risky? Which proves my point. Yes. Tap the brakes. You have more learning to do. Again, Kent, the ORB strategy, I don't have anything against it, but I'm going to rain on people's parades. If you really think that trading is easy as, I don't know, the 15-minute ORB, meaning, okay, you let 15 minutes pass by, and then you mark the high and the low. And then at that point, you buy the breakout of the range, or you short the breakdown of the range. If that's all you think it takes to be a successful trader, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be more difficult than that. Now, if you want to use that sort of thing as a framework within a strategy that you're fine-tuning, that's fine. It's a good foundation to potentially build from. But some people show up and, like I said, Kent, well, does that work? Well, no. It can work, but is it going to work consistently? No. What's my proof of that? If it really worked consistently, where that's all you have to do, everybody would be doing it. So keep that in mind, Kent. I use it, but it's definitely not. Exactly, yeah. Again, I'm not saying the ORB strategy is worthless. What I am saying is it needs to be a foundation or a framework from which you build from. But just showing up, letting 15 minutes pass, mapping out a couple lines, and then just waiting to either buy or short of those lines, if only trading were that easy. I was down 500. Now I'm just down $12. My laptop. Oh, that's scary, Alfonso. Careful. Careful. Wait, wasn't my line blinking blue last time? I can't remember. I probably need to log out and back in again. I use the first 4-hour candle, but that isn't all I use. Exactly. Yep. I don't have anything against the orb. But what I do have against is people oversimplifying it. Not that it needs to be rocket science. I'm also not saying that, but it can't be as straightforward as what some people make it sound. Up 2,300 for the day. Good job, Forex Elite. Congrats, man. Can I increase my drawdown? If my account grows in size to 10K, can I make that my drawdown? Thanks, about to sign up and want to learn. Yes, in your pro accounts, you can grow. Yes, in your pro account, you can grow the drawdown. Yes. So in other words, Chris, to answer your question, yes, you can. Well, I don't know. It's just how many punches in the face is it going to take, Ryan? That's it. Some people just need to be punched in the face a few times, and they're like, okay, yeah, I need to be patient, because when I'm not patient, I get punched in the face. Other people, they're like, they got to get punched 50 times in the face. Cool, I just passed the 3-4 point in my test account. Nice job, Neil. All right, Clay, I'm struggling to read this action. Either going to call it up 350 today, need 650 to pass rather than not risk going red. Yeah, I mean, if you don't, it doesn't seem like you have a good read on the action. No shame in just saying, you know, I'm gonna sit this one out. Again, Coldsy, my question or my reply stays the same. The fact that you did not know how to specify anything up front, you're getting way too far ahead of yourself. Go do more learning. That is my final answer. You need to do more learning. Interesting candle here on the 5-minute. Again, one candle doesn't make or break a chart, but I don't know. This does seem to be kind of losing some steam here. But we'll see if the buyers can clear out the sellers from this current area. But right now, the sellers are definitely pretty strong right in that location. I refuse to go on tilt, so my stops are tight. And I will only... Well, I mean, that's cool, and I'm glad, but like stops don't prevent tilt. Because if what happens if you get stopped out like 5 times in a row in the most frustrating way possible? That's a potential tilt-like environment. At least it would be for me. You know, you get stopped out, and then the price goes in your favor, and then you get in again, you get stopped out, and then after you get stopped out, the price goes in your favor. You know, I will close my computer. I mean, you say you're going to close it. I say a lot of things until you're in the heat of the moment. I mean, again, all this is a cool story. Like, I appreciate it, Neil, but that's the power of prop accounts. Because we all say those things. We all have these rules. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to shut it down. Until the voices show up. and starting to do kung fu on you. Neil, yes, I've heard it all, brother. I'm not a novice. Irrelevant. Just because you have experience doesn't mean you can't go on tilt. Come on, man. Don't lie to yourself. I say this to everybody. You are lying to yourself if you're like, no, I will not go on tilt. It's impossible for me to go on tilt because of these rules. No, the very definition of tilt is you are breaking rules. Think about it. That is what tilt is. You are breaking these rules. Like, and yes, the rules are designed so you don't go on tilt, but like that's what tilt is. No, you're good, Neil. I'm just saying, just be realistic with yourself. Yeah, no, that's cool, Stealing. In other words, you're in a good financial spot where you're not going to be panicking or freaking out or anything like that. That's good stuff. Clay sounds a bit tilted today. Well, CRNX, if you scroll back to the about 20-minute mark of the live stream, CRNX, you'll see some good stuff. When I'm green, I use the mental stop loss and I'm up, I would go back to 300, for example. Yeah, there's many ways to measure it. No. Don't own up to it. Own up to it. Like I said, here's a hint. You're sort of right. So if you go back to the 20-minute mark of the live stream, CRNX, again, own it. You weren't messing. You were saying it. But own it, because you're right, man. Yeah, I'm not feeling the greatest today. Going on tilt reminds me of the days of my youth playing the pinball machines in my college break room. The days of my youth. What are you talking about, John? You're still in your youth. I don't know about anybody here, but I've noticed that like every time I hit a new decade, like it's the new old one. So for example, when I hit 30, like actually 30 is the new 20. And then you hit 40. And I'm like, no, 40 is the new 30. I imagine when I hit 50, I'm going to be like, nah, 50, that's like hitting 40. Clay, do you have a limit for how much you keep in your account? I take the payouts. I'm not saying that's the right way, Matt, but that's one of the like kind of hotly contested topics of when you're eligible for a payout. Do you just take everything you're owed and eligible for, or do you leave some money in to help to kind of build the buffer? And there are all sorts of schools of thought. I am on team, and maybe I change my thoughts on that, but I'm team right now. If I'm eligible for $500 payout, I'm taking that $500. Not saying that's right though. I'm saying that that's one of the that's one of the big questions. Another big question, what size account is the best? That's another lot of opinions out there on that. Another one, do you build buffer or do you take the payout? Another hotly contested. Thinking of it's broken through that area, but can we get some separation? So I might try one here just to see if this wants to come back up. Okay, I'm in, long. See if this thing wants to pop back up and maybe get a push up through that trend line. So I'm in long, blue line is my entry. Let's see what she wants to do. Would be amazing if this thing comes all the way back up. That would be a beautiful looking candle. Come on, keep coming up. Keep coming up. Definitely feels different. What's up, my man, with the master plan? Well, I don't know if I have a master plan. No, don't start blinking. What in the world? Oh, no. I'm disconnected. I try to sell out. Okay, there. Good grief. All right, I'm in. All right, I'm not going to put up with this nonsense. All right, I'm all out. I hit some sells, and then I was like, okay, maybe. Sometimes I press sell, and then I look at my cursor, and it's like slightly below. I'm like, oh, I missed the button. But I did it again, and then I looked. I'm like, no, I was definitely on the button. So I sold 2 because I thought I thought I had missed. So here's what I mean about things happen as traders. Good grief. So because of the platform, again, just to walk through, sometimes I'm watching and I like to use that button. So I clicked it, but nothing happened. My position didn't change. So I was like, oh, I must not have been on it. So then I was like, oh, I guess I wasn't on it. All right, sell. Still nothing happened. Then I'm like, wait a second, because I definitely knew I was on it that time. And then I looked up and it had disconnected. And then when it reconnected, I was down to my 1 position size. So then I just hopped out. I don't know. What is going on? Tradovate is having issues today. Based on that experience and then how others of you, which is very, again, this is one of these things, again, where it's just things happen. Because I just wanted to get out because Tradovate is acting goofy. And now look at this thing. There's the breakout. And yet I'm not in it. Do you see? Oh, man. Clay, is there an option to track? If there is, I don't know about it. Yeah, see, this is the stuff that will. So irritating. Again, to be fair, Clay, you still had 1. You could still be in 1. And that's fair, but like at that moment, it's just like, even right now, do I really want to risk being in a trade with a platform that's kind of getting squirrely? Not really, no. But I realize in hindsight, if the platform no longer cuts off and this thing blows, just keeps going up, then yes, of course I'm going to be sitting here. You're going to be sitting here saying, nope, Clay, you should have stayed. But if the platform all of a sudden goes down, then you would probably saying, because I would be saying, man, I'm glad I got out where I did. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Josh. But at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. It's irritating. It's frustrating. Is it scary? I mean, it's scary in the sense of, like, you can lose an account. But again, it just goes back to the whole prop firm model. It's not like anybody is at risk of, like, losing $1,000 or a couple of $1,000s or anything like that. Because, again, it's a prop firm. It's still frustrating, though. Don't get me wrong. That has been happening on all platforms since Friday. Oh, yeah? R8? So, like, Ninja Trader and stuff like that, too? Well, I got to log out here so I can try to get the blinking blue line to disappear. Well, not try. It'll work. So as I get logged back in, I'll give a little pitch in terms of, yes, we do prop firm trading here. Which prop firm am I using? Which one do I recommend? Well, the king of the mountain is Take Profit Trader right there. That's what I use. That's what I recommend. But I do also understand that some of you are looking to build prop firm empires. So I would argue that Take Profit Trader should certainly be part of your empire. And if it isn't, they're certainly worth a try. But if you're a beginner, definitely start with Take Profit Trader because they have a very clean set of rules. And that's what you want as a beginner. But as a beginner, eventually you're going to be turned into a beginner or into an experienced prop firm trader. And at that point, and if your goals are to build an empire, then yeah. And you want to support the live stream, support the channel, then those are the other ones you can do it. Wow, this is taking a long time to even get logged in. Yeah, Tradovate is having issues for sure. Why is it taking... Yeah. Okay, there we go, finally. So yeah, be aware, be careful. I think that would probably be the best word right now. Be careful on Tradovate right now because, yeah, there it is. See? Even that was just blank for quite a while. Tradovate is certainly having issues right now. No doubt about that. So keep that in mind. Blew my first account today. I am not discouraged, though. Well, I'm glad to hear that because it could be a lot worse. 1 account is nothing. Is there a preferred internet speed for these prop firms? Oh, basic's fine. Cable internet, Justin, as long as you're not on like 56K or something like that. Okay, Kent. Okay, so like so it sounds like this is maybe some sort of not even Tradovate's problem. It sounds like it's some sort of data from the exchange itself. If it's happening on other platforms, then yeah. Yeah. I will say this makes me feel a little bit better. Still irritating because I mean, I didn't get a great breakout, but it came up, broke out, and still gave, I don't know, about 15 points. But I'm glad it didn't just keep going because that would have been very, very irritating. But so yeah, if you are on not Tradeovate and you've had an issue, please just chime in the chat. Maybe what platform you're using if you've had any of these sort of issues the past couple of days. Whether that's, Project X or Ninja Trader. Ooh, that's a nasty candle. But right now, I'm going to not touch it just because of the platform issues that seem to kind of be all over the place. All right, just as a little kind of FYI of how the channel or how the live stream works, as a stickler of time management, I just want to make sure I'm using my time for things that are providing value. And in this situation, I gauge value based off of the like button. And over the course of time, you just kind of develop mile markers. So we should easily be at 200 likes by the 3-hour mark. So in other words, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. If we can't get up to 200 likes in the next 13 minutes, which would put us at the 3-hour stream mark, that's okay. I'll call it a 3-hour live stream. It is what it is. But yes, if you are enjoying and you want the party to continue and you have not yet hit that like button, please do so because that is always a mile marker. Like I said, by the 3-hour mark, we should bare minimum be at 200 likes. And if we're not, that's okay. I'll just take that as the metric that people haven't been finding as much value as maybe other live streams in the past. So yes, hit that like button if you have not yet. On TradingView, it has delays today. Really? Robin and I think you mean Okay. Apex sent an email yesterday. I was having issues too for a few hours. Wait, you're trading with your own funds, Alfonso? So you're a full-time trader using your own funds? Am I understanding that right? Please tell me you're just using Webull for like their charts or something. You're not actually using them to trade. Same thing happened to me. It did not close my trade, but I disconnected and reconnected. Likely I closed. Oh, yeah. All right. So there are definitely issues out there for sure. All right, Ken. All right, so it's even with so we're outside of the platform world too with these issues. Oh, all right, 208. There we go. I guess we just needed the reminder. Yep, nope. Like I said, I don't mind. I want to stay around. I always like to get up to that 4-hour and beyond mark, but at the same time, I want to be wise with my time, and if people aren't interested, well then so be it. You were disconnected, but got back up, logging out. Yeah, all right. So there are issues definitely across the board right now. Interesting to know. Well, thanks, Josh. I'm glad you enjoy. Had to stop trading last night so I would not hit the consistent rule, $30 from 50%, 47 so I can pass in 2 days and just have to. Exactly, Tyson. Yep, good job. And it sounds like you have a good, firm understanding of the rules themselves. Hello, what strategy do you trade? I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So I like some candlesticks. I like some moving averages. I like the VWAP, and I like trend lines. Because I'm a dumb individual, so I don't have any fancy sounding terminology. So yes, I use, my strategy is the KISS method. Listening to people trade streams keeps me from over trading, so thanks. Well, good. All right. Appreciate that, Kevin. Yes, I'm learning because not paying attention will cost you. Yes, it will. But does it work for you? I mean, I think so. But also, Mezzi, you seem to have a false premise. You seem to think that the way trading works is like going to Walmart, and then you're like, excuse me, where's the strategy aisle? And then you go to this aisle and you just buy a strategy and then start using it. That's not how it works. I understand why you would think that way because that's how a lot of people portray it. But you're going to have to put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to build a strategy that fits your personal risk tolerance. Because even if my exact strategy works for me, well, I am not you, you are not me. So that's kind of irrelevant. You don't have to apologize. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to point out that you have a false premise. You're going about things with some false understandings, it seems. Dude, you have an engineering degree. Well, yeah, but I got my engineering degree from the bottom of a Captain Crunch box. Do those actually count? Like, when I was a kid, it was like, yeah, because you know how sometimes cereals have toys in them? Like, that went through a run where, like, Captain Crunch was giving degrees. So I just happened to get an engineering degree in my Captain Crunch box. I wasn't sure that necessarily counted, but I guess it does. No. Do not use Robinhood for your futures trading. That is very unwise because you are risking your capital. I repeat, do not use Robinhood for your futures trading unless you want to risk blowing up and losing all of your money in one trade, which is very possible in futures. Pam's Plant. Day trade futures through a prop firm. The main function, the main power that a prop firm has is risk control. I didn't have a premise. I just asked. I know there are many ways to make money. Nah, you did. You did. I used Robinhood, earned good money, gave back half. Started using futures after that. Well, no, Ken, I didn't realize that. Oh, mean props. Okay, that's better. Again, Kyle. Lorenzo, good for Lendro. He's day trading futures. Fantastic. But he's only doing PAMs, right? Around here, we talk about Pam's Plant. So Lorenzo is only doing PAMs. Just doing PAMs, very dangerous. Using your own money with futures, very dangerous. Why? Because of this fact right here. Futures can move, and they can move big, and your money can be gone just like that. So around here, we preach Pam's Plant. So yes, day trade futures for these reasons, but do it through a prop firm. The biggest reason here is your added risk control, specifically the way it allows you to protect your own money. How do you protect your own money? Well, the prop firm that I'm using is you have very little of your money at risk. So like if you go to the 50K account, 50K purchasing power, that'll cost you 102. If you violate the rule of the account, meaning you lose 2,000, it doesn't mean you lose 2,000 like you would have if you're using your own money. Your money, you have a bad day and you lose 2,000. That's $2,000. That's the consequence. But the consequence with a prop firm, again, same exact situation. Bad day, $2,000 loss. Consequence of your money, $2,000 of your money gone. Consequence of a prop firm is you fail the challenge. They will take the account away from you, which means you just lose 102 because that's what you paid for the account. So I'd rather have a consequence of losing 102 compared to 2,000 like it would if you're using your own money. So, and then, whoops. And then there you go. There are the prop firms, and in my opinion, the best one to use and all that sort of stuff. So there we go. So if not to use Robinhood, what is good to use? The link at the top of the screen, which is the prop firm, Take Profit Trader, for the reasons I just discussed. You're welcome, Kyle Sprinkle. Wait, you're in Iran? Or Iran? Anyone in what? You are in Iran, Kyle? I don't think what I just explained to you is available to you in Iran. But maybe that wasn't a typo. Maybe IREN is a place. Iran. Okay. What is Iran? Is that a country? Oh, the stock. No, Kyle. Around here, we're day trading futures, man. Interested in a long here, but I don't know if I should be trading. There's stupid platform issues, but we'll see. It's not like it's To be fair, it's not like it lasted forever, but it always is a little nerve-wracking. What is iron as a stock? Gotcha. Decent sized mover there. A long why? Because I think it's going to go up. Okay, if this comes down here and heads back up again, I'm gonna try to grab a long. Lorenzo, again, you have a faulty premise. If they know how to manage risk, I'll concede the person knows how to manage risk. But surely you're not saying they're always going to be a flawless trader and follow all the rules. You're not saying that, are you? Like Lorenzo, you're not sitting there saying I always follow my rules. Like you're not saying you're a flawless trader, are you? Surely you're not claiming to be a flawless trader. I'm a gambler. Okay, well then don't tell people what to do around here then. Literally, telling Kyle Sprinkle, just use Weeble. No. See, that's why you got to be careful, Kyle Sprinkle. You literally almost started to listen to somebody that just admitted to being a gambler. Clay, what is the average it touched? This right here is a 50-period simple moving average. So yeah, see, that's why I wanted to go long. I thought it would go up. I just threw in the in hindsight, extra component of wanting to see it come down one more time. So in hindsight, yes, that was a requirement that did not need to be there. But to be fair, if you've been here on the live stream, you've seen that putting these requirements has helped me avoid many potentially losing trades by waiting for these requirements. But as always, there's always give and take. Sometimes these requirements cause you to miss a winning trade, which is what we're witnessing here. Your responses to these guys made me follow. I'm crying. Well, I mean, if I see flawed logic, I got to point it out. I'm trying to help people. Trying to help people, but good, Purple Haze. I'm glad you're finding that entertaining. Again, Lorenzo, you're a gambler. Nothing like if you are again, but even if you're a gambler, then prop firms are still better because prop firms help you can be a gambler for longer. And not to mention, you can do this thing called copy trading, Lorenzo. And given you're a gambler, you would love copy trading. It would send and give you the opportunity at that much more dopamine, which is what you're seeking. So like Lorenzo, even as gamblers, Pam's plan is way better. So you're just not doing anything right, my friend. You're even gambling poorly. Like you could be having more fun as a gambler. No. If you're a gambler, the casino is not better. Don't say that unless you've gotten 5 150K accounts and loaded up with 5 or 15 NQs. You do that and then you come tell us that the casino is better. I assure you. Now, by the way, I'm not recommending any of this, but I'm saying if you are a gambler and you're like wanting to have the biggest adrenaline rush possible as a gambler, like I'm telling you, you will love prop firm trading and copy trading. She might be here at some point, Captain Crunch. I lost 50K in options in a year until I swapped to future. Yeah. Day trading options is pure and utter garbage. Why are you going long here? Why not go long there? Who even asked that? Rajiv? I like when people question like you're a total idiot. I mean, I am a total idiot, but like you don't have to make it obvious. Please don't question me in front of others. I know I'm a beautiful disaster. He's just a beautiful disaster. Name the singer. It's what my wife sings to me every night before bed. I wanted to hear the strategy. No need to get defensive. Listen, that's one of the biggest, that's like one of my pet peeves. Like when people, that's such not intellectual honesty. It's like somebody makes a claim, sometimes against you or something, and then you reply and they're like, well, don't get defensive. But like, by definition, that's what I need to do. I am defending my claim. I am defending what I just said. I am defending what I'm doing. So definitionally speaking, I am getting defensive. Can't stand it. Like that is one of my big, like that is a trigger. Like if you wanna rage bait me, that's what you do. So I know now all the clowns, all you jokesters are gonna start to be like, Clay, stop getting defensive. But like that is one of them. Like that is such lazy thinking. Like tell me you don't understand how to have a conversation without telling me you don't understand how to have a conversation. Yes, a conversation is two people being defensive because they are defending their position. That's what a debate, that's what a conversation is. I like the Ohio State Buckeyes. You are now going to defend yourself as to why you probably don't like the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm not going to say, why are you being so defensive? You said because I think it's going to go up. Yes, that's why. And I'll put it this way, Rajiv. If you didn't see why I would get long there, man, you have a long way to go on your journey. A long way to go. Like in no way, shape, or form should that have been some sort of like shock, like he's going long. Wait, why? Like seriously? Come on, man. I'm a graduate of Ohio State. So for some reason I thought you were in Michigan. I used to live in Michigan because that's where my wife's from. So yeah, no, you got your facts straight. See, here it comes now. Defensive much? Like I'm trying to think what would the equivalent of that be? It's like, okay, it's like jump in the pool, and then somebody jumps in the pool. They're like, why did you get what? Why are you wet? Yeah, Tom, you're right. I graduated from Ohio State and then lived in Michigan for quite a while, but now I'm in Iowa. A house divided? No, my wife, she don't care. She didn't grow up like in a big sports family, so. Hey, Julio, can you turn off the caps, man? You're hurting my feelings. Caps makes it seem like you're yelling at me. I don't like when people yell at me because I never raise my voice. So when people raise their voice to me, it hurts my feelings. Maybe I dang, but it can also get annoying where maybe some of you regulars might just need to have like the 5-minute timeout. Because constantly being rage baited, it's hard to keep track of who's just rage baited and who's actually being serious. But yes, you're right. I probably shouldn't have said that. That's a fair point. I'm interested in learning. Where would you start? Well, I do offer this free webinar right here for beginners. And so if you're a beginner or you're a struggling trader, I would check this out. Again, if you're a battle-hardened veteran with a rock-solid strategy, you are welcome to attend. I'm just not quite sure you're going to actually get anything from it. But yeah, so that's I think starting there would be a good place to start, NR. I asked in order to learn. Yes, that's a failed premise. You're not going to learn from this live stream. If you think you are learning, I'm not saying you're not learning anything, but you're certainly not getting the full picture. Anybody that has been part of my mentorship knows that there are a lot of things that I'm just not saying, because a lot of them I just do out of habit now. But there are multiple pieces. Now, none of these pieces are rocket science, but they're all multiple pieces that I am putting together to make these decisions. So again, you are not going to learn anything. Okay, that's wrong. You will learn some things. Let me put it this way. You're not going to fully learn watching this live stream. Because it's like this. It's like, because my goal here is not to educate, but there's a lot of built-in assumptions. And the best example I have for this is like the first time I played football with my kids. I was like, all right, get to the line of scrimmage. And they just all looked at me like, what's a line of scrimmage? And I was like, oh yeah, these people have no idea. Okay, sorry. It's this line. And this line is where you can't pass it until I say hike. So then they walk up to this line. Some are facing this way. Others are facing that way. Others are facing the opposite direction. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, no. We are going that way. So everybody needs to be facing that way. There's lots of small little things that are just built into a trade that I don't even think to explain. So like, even if I explain something, there are things that are like, wait, what? That's normal. So that's what I mean is, please don't look at this as like some sort of pure education. Well, it's not, yeah, a lot of it becomes instinct, but there's a reason for it. But I do it out of instinct, so yes. I see you've been having trouble with the platform today. I saw another email this morning to watch your live stream yesterday and today and watch it. Gotcha. Watching live trades is a sector of the learning process that is very helpful. It kind of teaches the unteachable. Yeah, I mean, I won't go into my education thing, but let me put it this way. If all it took was free information, success rates would be way higher than they are. I'll just say that, because I have no ground to step on, because I'll just have it, which, fine. Well, you're just saying all this stuff because you sell a mentorship. Okay, fine. I realize that does kind of cut out my credibility, but I've been around since 2013. I have plenty of data. And like I said, that's why I throw out there, well, what's a good book? You know, if trading was as easy as reading a book, a lot of people just go to the library and then fine, you know. So, anyways, we'll change topic. All right, this is an interesting area. So I'm going to get rid of this trend line here. I think it served its purpose. Let's see. It's all important. Yeah, that's my point. That's my point, Kong. It's all. And you know, there's a ton of information out there. So even if somehow, and when you're new and you don't know, so part of being new is you don't know what you don't know. Part of that not knowing is you don't even know what good information is. And if you're not aware, the word all in all caps, yeah, there's a ton of information out there. But when you're new and you don't even know what good information is. But let me just concede. Let's say that somehow you're the luckiest person ever. And let's say that you're able to cherry pick all the bits of good information from the internet. You still have a massive problem. You don't know what order to learn about those things. For example, let's just talk about math. Like, let's say you cherry pick all the good bits of information about math, but then you learn about algebra first, and then you learn about addition, and then you learn about calculus, and then you learn about subtraction, and then you learn about differential equations. Yes, you have all good information, but because you're learning about it out of order, you're going to get totally overwhelmed, and just, it's not going to be pretty. So that is why I always say, do I sell anything magical? I don't. But what I do sell is structure and a system of learning so that you don't get overwhelmed. I'm there to help answer questions as you go. So that's what I sell, structure and efficiency. Nothing magical, unless you want to argue that structure is magical, which in some ways it is. But yeah, if you're wondering why, well, why it's all for free on the internet. Anyways. That's true, and I sing. That is true. I am still interested in a long down around this area here. If it wants to pop, or not necessarily pop, but come back down to this general area right here. Sort of whispering my name right here at the 50 period moving average, but I don't want to quite go for that. We'll see if it wants to pull back down here a little bit though. And then that's the other thing, that this is the data that I now have. To look at the viewers were before I kind of went through that, dropped off like 30. Which just shows Like people, they don't want to actually hear the stuff that matters. Now, to be fair, it's not like I lost like 50% of the viewers, but like some of the most powerful videos I've done on YouTube are the worst performing. Like, it's like, man, this is an important video. This video is going to crush it because it's so important. And then it does terrible. I'm like, but the ones that sound cool, like, man, I made XYZ in, this amount of time. You talk about that sort of stuff. Whoo! That's where those views come from. Like I said, when you're in my, not that I'm in a magical position, but like I said, started the website, started the YouTube channel in 2013. I have lots of data. I've come across lots of traders. Like, it makes sense why the vast majority of people just get mauled to pieces. All right, let's see what we can come up with here. Yeah, maybe I should. I'm still a little antsy about all this platform nonsense, but at the end of the day, I suppose it is what it is. Is anybody here not trading for? Give me a 2 if the reason why you're not doing, or give me a 5 if the reason why you're not trading is because the platform issues have you held up. Well, no, Clay, I'm not trading because I hit my goal. No, I'm asking, is anybody done trading specifically because of the platform issues? Give me a 5 if that describes your category. Okay, in. For a long. Good to see that blue line not blinking. Take the little scalpy scalp there. Scalpy scalp. You could probably argue that was a rule break because I had mentioned wanting to see the price come down there. But I try to factor that in just with the quicker attempt at a trade. I'm a cracked addict. A few problems on the platform. Yeah, that probably describes most of us, Ty. Well said. Okay, first mean, you keep doing this, and like, I appreciate it, my friend, but I think I told you this before. You just say random stuff. Could you not do that, please? Like, bull pennant. That's so random. Like, bull pennant on what time frame? What are you going to do with the bull pennant? So, like, if you don't mind adding a little bit more context, that would be appreciated, my friend. Okay, what are the big differences between Apex? Apex has way more rules. Way more rules than Take Profit Trader. That's why for beginners, Take Profit Trader. You see, there's a lot of like stuff out there about Apex being a scam, Apex being blah, blah, blah. And they're not. They pay. They have a track record of paying. They're the biggest. But what you're seeing when you read that stuff is like new people, just beginners to prop firms, just get overwhelmed. So from the new person point of view, the rules. And then just even from a veteran, like if you're experienced in prop firms, Take Profit Trader is still better because of the daily payouts. Again, once you get to the pro account and you meet those requirements, you can request money every single day and they pay fast. So it's not like you you request the payout, then you have to wait 2 days to get it approved, and then another 2 business days for it to hit your bank account. No, it is boom, boom, boom. So in theory, you could be getting 5 payouts per week. Quick question. If you can get to 3K during the 5-day test period in 3 days, you can continue trading the remaining 2 days of the test phase to try to get... No, Percy, that's not how it works. Just, you got to... Percy, dude, this is my... Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. That's what's going to send me into retirement. How many... Percy, surely you've heard me talk about flip days. Why a flip day would be needed. How to do a flip day. Like, I refuse to admit You've never heard me talk about a flip day and seeing a flip trade. I talked about so many times. Come on, brother. So there we go. The scalpy scalp did prove to be right. Now, to be fair, sometimes the scalpy scalp makes me look like a total buffoon. But in this situation, yeah, it's got me looking kind of smart. So, but that's not always the case. Withdrew 3,200. Yeah, exactly, Janice. They're fast. Have you tried turning the line off? Then come back and turn it on. Oh, I don't. Oh, the blue line? I don't think I have. How does that show order lines? Show order. Show order line. Okay, yeah. I guess I could probably try that next time. That's not a bad suggestion if I remember. The other reason why I like the yellow line here is if we bring over the 5 minute, we also have the 21 EMA, that green line right down around there. So it's kind of like one of those potential double whammies of support. Not that it's guaranteed to be a support. No guarantees exist. But in my mind, it's rational to think if the price were to come down to this 880 mark, not only do you have this former bounce point, but you also have that 21 EMA kind of hiding right around that area. Again, those things don't guarantee a bounce, but in my mind, it makes it at least somewhat rational. Percy, once you hit the target, stop trading that account unless you have to do flip days with a couple flip trades. If at that point, if you're doing the racehorse model, then start another test account. Start another training of your horse, because that horse has officially been converted into a racehorse. Yeah, like I said, maybe you got to do a couple days for the flip days. But if you want to do, again, assuming you want to do the racehorse model, then at that point, start getting another horse into training so that you can start to build up your stable of racehorses. I probably should not draw this line here because I'm gonna sucker myself into a trade. But I don't know. Is that a short through here? Short with the target right there, or at least the opening target. Maybe. Now I cannot add in any more yellow lines. I have a personal rule. 3 is my max. Some people, I swear, you have like 8,000 tread lines and lines on your chart. And how you see anything, I do not know, but apparently you do. But for me, I kind of have the rule where if I'm going to add another line, one of these 3 lines needs to be deleted. Oh yeah, gold is gold right now breaking. Oh, right there, gold with, if you trust the breakout and you're a gold trader. Do I try the, again, I'm still kind of new with gold, so I'm a little scared to, nope, there it goes. I'm going to try a buy right there. Kind of a back test and maybe go type thing. No, never mind. MNQ looks like it's, there we go. Oh, at the lower trend line. To short or not to short? That is the question. No, I'm not going to do it. Not on this candle. That seems like almost borderline chase. But if this thing wants to pop up and then come down, I think I'm going to give it a try from the short. How many? I don't know. I don't know how many in the stable right now. Several. Trump talking on Fox News. Roger that. So FYI to everybody, Trump is currently speaking on Fox News. All right, this next candle, if it pops up a little bit and then comes back down, I will probably try a short. Oh, never mind. All right, let's see if we can hit that first target. And again, the target is kind of where I'm interested in going long at 880. Okay, almost to the target. I'm a little nervous knowing that, is this moving out because Trump's talking and saying something, or is this just all technical? I don't. If it comes down to that yellow line and then starts to bounce back up, I could see myself trying to long. But again, step one is I want to see it hit that yellow line right there. I'm long at 880, tight stop. Well, what's your stop at, brother? What does tight stop mean? Again, that's a broad term. What's the number? And that way we can see exactly how you define tight stop. So what is your stop loss at? I am long at 880. Okay, well, you mean you're gonna get long at 880? And then stop is 70. Okay. So Neil is looking to get long at 80, or 880, excuse me. And then his stop is just 10 points down below. All right, all right. I'm not going to just buy. I want a little bit of confirmation, but maybe Neil will be right, and you should just buy, not wait for any confirmation, but a little too nerve-wracking for me. Come on. It is right again on the 5-minute. We're right at that 21 EMA, so. Oh, well, don't do that to Neil. Don't get that close to feeling Neil and then bouncing. Don't do that to Neil. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, doing Neil dirty. And I still like this long if, well, no. I don't like it long if it pops up and then comes back down. Had it just stop there and then come back down, that'd be way better. Come on. Again, there's a big difference between this candle closing and this one starting and coming down versus this candle closing, going up, and then coming down. Big difference between those two sets of circumstances. Oh, the back test and coming right back down here. All right. Oh, man. Why is the chat eerily quiet? I do not like when this happens. Where did all the chatter go? You guys are killing me. You're killing me, Petey. Or you're killing me, Smalls. Rajiv, hey. Thank you. At least Rajiv spoke up. For real, though, where is everybody? I'm almost wondering, is this thing broken? Hello? Hello? Like, I was kind of just joking around, but now I'm serious. Like, why? It says it's working. Is the chat not working? Oh, okay. I guess it, all right. I guess it is. All right. I guess everybody just went in a quiet mode. Okay. Can you hear me? Yep, I can hear you. Still with me. All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I guess we just had one of those awkward silences. Maybe everyone is trying to take this. That's, yeah, maybe. And everybody's like laser focused in. Trump better not say tariff would be bad for Neil. I think it would be bad for quite a people. Well, I guess depends what he says about the tariff. The tariffs are done. Ba-boom. There'll be more tariffs. mean, the 5-minute is, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky. Shorting at 880. Oh, man, you're shorting. I'm thinking of going long. Okay. Ah, man. So you're clearly thinking this thing's about to break down. Fair enough. You're going for 850. All right. All right. Trump isn't talking. Nobody said he was talking about tariffs. Rajiv said, Trump better not say tariff. Would be bad for Neil. All right, if this comes down, I am interested in a long. Again, I don't want to see it pop up and then come down. I want to see it come down right now. Rocket stock about to pump. All right, okay, Dean the Bean. We're not who you think we are. You apparently think we're a bunch of just blind, dumb sheep that are going to follow what you say. We all know that you have no idea that rocket is about to pump, so just stop. Maybe around some places, those sorts of comments make you look smart, but not here, Dean the Bean. Not here, brother. Go pump somewhere else. I don't need to look at rocket. I don't need to look at that stock to know that it's garbage. Because stocks that are not garbage don't have people like you running around telling us how great they are, pumping and dumping them. Not to mention, what are you doing day trading that stock anyways, dude? What a waste. Day trading stocks is laughable. It's just not efficient. All mathematically provable. Again, I bring math to the table, folks. When I say day trading stocks and day trading options and day trading crypto and day trading forex is garbage, that's mathematically provable. Yeah, you can make money doing it, but I mean, talk about making your life harder than it needs to be, taking on way more risk. Where do they all come from? Well, I mean, people get in those positions and they just they're trying to create hype, right? That's what pump and dumpers do. So people, I'm sure they're hitting up Twitter and stock twits and message boards, Reddit. They're hitting up live streams. Bummer. Well, like I said, it did not hit my... Right off? No, I can't. Oh, Neil. Remember, Neil said his entry was 880? So close, yet so far away, Neil. Good try. Good try. That's what happens sometimes. Bummer. Careful, Neil. Please don't go on tilt. You never got filled on your long, Neil. What are you doing? Did he change something? No, you said you're long at 880, brother. It never hit 880. So what's going on here, man? I just double checked because I don't want to falsely accuse. But nope, definitely do not see any updates in that trade plan. You said 880. It did not hit 880. So how did you get out of a long when you never got in the long in the first place? He said he bought the market where? Oh, fine. He did. He doesn't know how to type. So my brain overlooked the word because you're Biouyght. Okay, fine. Yes, he did say that. But upon my first look, I didn't see it because I was looking for the word, not the Japanese he just typed. All right, Neil. Fair enough. I'll give a partial apology for not seeing that, but per the normal, you're struggling. Your typing struggles are of epic proportions. If you're new around here, Neil has kind of his MO. A full structured sentence spelled correctly would be a unicorn moment. Yeah, Janice is struggling. Upsetting other regulars here. Come on, Janice. Earlier, like, who said Trump's talking? And then like 40 people are like, yeah, Trump is talking right now. Come on, Janice. Step up your game. Exactly. What Amex says. Neil, let's keep it in English. So if you're watching this pattern, for me, kind of hard to do anything right now because we're essentially right in the middle of it. Like, we're not close to breaking out, but we're also not close to bouncing or breaking down here. Kind of right in the middle. Oh, Powell. Powell. When you're talking about Powell. Again, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. I don't think we're going to hit our goal today, but it is what it is. 280 is the likes we were going for, but we are way far behind. But hey, I suppose you never know. So if you are enjoying and you have not yet hit that like button, please go ahead and hit it. Does anybody trade SPY here? No, because that's a inefficient way to go about day trading. Day trading SPY, whether that's SPY shares straight up or SPY options, very inefficient way to day trade. The way more efficient way to day trade is day trading futures through a prop firm. All this is mathematically provable. So I suppose, yeah, maybe some people do trade SPY, but like the live stream, I don't trade SPY. I have experience with it, and then I started to listen to the math. Finally. Trying to get him to talk about China. So you're saying that we could get a snap here if they get. So he's still talking on Fox? Trump is answering questions, so wait and see. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan of attack right now. If Trump's answering questions, the wait and see model seems to be the winning model here. Now, the nice thing about, I'm assuming it's, yeah, people said he's on Fox News, so which is a TV station. Well, no kidding. Well, the reason I bring that up is at least with TV stations, they have to go to commercial breaks. So we should at least be able to get some like 3 to 4 minute sessions where Trump is not talking because they're on commercial break. So yeah, if you don't mind trading when Trump's talking, I suppose here you go. What's my opinion of the PDT rule change? I mean, it's still $2,000. I know when I got started back in the day, $2,000 was a lot of money. Not to mention, $2,000 is still $2,000 at risk. And in the world of prop firms, $2,000 can take you quite a bit, quite a long ways. So yeah, the rule change in my mind doesn't change a whole lot. Because at the end of the day, if you're day trading stocks and options, you're making your life harder than it needs to be anyways. What meme coin should I buy? Buttface. But what will it do with the volume? It's irrelevant. Stocks will never move as good as futures because of just the math within futures. And what futures represent, the leverage, all that stuff, it's just never going to match it. So even if more people are now trading stocks, it's not going to make a difference. Captain Crunch is kidding, FYI. I mean, hopefully you know that based off the code, but like, yeah. I am closing all my positions if he is. One of the rules are not allowed to trade around news. They would email you, Chris. And that's not, and you don't have to worry, that's only in the pro account. First, one bridge at a time. If you're in your pro account, or I'm sorry, if you're in your test account, that rule doesn't apply. So right now, Chris, they will let you know. They have a calendar. Let me put it this way. You will know. Whether or not remember, I mean, that'll be on your shoulders, but you'll know. However, at this point in your journey, it's irrelevant. First, you got to just get yourself a past account. Hey, EMA. No. It's not a dumb question. Not a dumb question at all. No, if I've answered it 40 times and I know you've been a part of the live stream and then you're still asking the same things, kind of like Percy earlier, those are the things that test my patience. But yeah, no, you're new around here. You're new to prop firms. Fair enough. I don't mind that situation. This is an area, though, where it's taking shape. Where if the price lets loose here, I mean, 60, I don't want to say 60 is easy, because nothing would be easy. But I would say 880 down to 860 seems like a reasonable situation. Wait a second. Have you been here before, Chris? Perhaps under another name? Be honest. Be honest. Even if you're like, yeah, I've been here before and I got banned. I won't ban you this time. But be honest. Trump's talking about tariffs right now. Okay. Noted. Okay, Trump is currently talking about tariffs. And I guess Fox News interview or something. Oh, okay. The guy that, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. In fact, this video here will help you out, Chris. So if you check out that video there, that'll help you how to get the platform set up, how to buy, click buttons, all that good stuff. All right, we're approaching this area right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can cook. I'm going to look for a short right here if it comes back down. See with a short position. Oh, woke up 5,000 gain. Man, huh. Yeah, that's rough, EMA. Again, looking to get short at the red line if it wants to come back down. All right, well. Did somebody order extra crispy or extra sloppy? I know you like them extra sloppy. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Why does it feel like today's just been one big speech? I mean, it hasn't, but we had Paul. Then we have Trump now on an interview. In your Tradeovate tutorial, do you show how to copy trade? No, copy trading is just, it's go where your accounts are listed, click there, Tyson, and then just click group accounts. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. All right, straight back up we go. Alrighty then. Careful, the platform's having issues again. All right, mine's okay as far as I can tell. Reporters had short positions, hence pressing them on tariffs. You never know. You never know. I really do like this as a potential really nasty, well, nasty in the sense of for the price, but given, if you understand shorting, for a short, a nasty situation is actually a very positive situation. Anybody used a 20-minute chart? I have never heard of the 20-minute chart. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I've never heard of anyone using the 20-minute chart. 15-minute chart? Oh, yeah. 30-minute chart? Oh, yeah. Hourly chart? Oh, yeah. 4-hour chart? Oh, yeah. The 20-minute, though, that would be a new one. I find it hard to believe that you're going to find yourself self-fulfilling prophecies on the 20-minute time frame. That's oftentimes what a lot of trading is where is the self-fulfilling prophecy at? Yeah, I've also never heard of anybody using the 20-minute time frame. All right, here we go. Here we go. Coming. Now, I'm not, if it breaks on this candle here, I'm not going to take that short. But yeah, I am no longer interested in any longs down around here. Maybe I should be, but you know what? That's what hindsight's for. Hindsight will be my judge in that regard. I have the 1,000-tick chart, but if I can't get it on TradingView unless I pay a ton of money. I mean, you can get tick charts here. No, how did I get the tick chart? Oh, right here. Time period. Ticks right there. Boop. So yeah, you don't need TradingView for any of that stuff. FYI. I have 200 SMA where it has respected it over the last 6 candles, but it is a so. You use the 20-minute time frame. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong, but if your answer is yes, I use the 20-minute time frame, then in my almost 2-decade trading career, you are the first person I've ever come across that uses the 20-minute. Yeah, whatever happened to him? That's a good point, Neil. Where did that guy go? It's a bull run. And then some people are such clowns. They're cowards. They're intellectual cowards, is what people like that guy was. I just bounce around to look at the chart in a multiple. I understand that, Nas. I'm just saying, I've never heard anybody. I mean, many of us do that. That's called multiple time frame analysis. So you call it bouncing around. Fine. I call it multiple time frame analysis. Well, you are the first person that bounces around and takes a look at the 20-minute. Again, to be clear, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I've never heard that before. That's interesting. Sloppy Joe. Let's see. Is he still on this interview? Is Trump still talking right now? Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, it's working its way up to the top. I'm not buying that breakout though. Not in this environment. I use a 3-minute and a 6-hour as well. All right, Nas. All right. Just do what you got to do, brother. Alrighty then. Knocking on the door of this trend line right here. What? I guess I'm out of the news cycle. What is it? Why is anybody talking about Argentina right now? Again, maybe I'm way behind on something. But what's up with Argentina? All right. I mean, look at that. You can't make this stuff up. Right off of that trend line. Unbelievable. Argentine president is visiting the White House. Oh, gotcha. The 10-second and the 13-month. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I like the pie chart. I like the pie time frame. 3.14. Sorry, that's a bad like geek. That's like a bad math. Well, that was terrible. They are about to adopt the dollar as a national currency. Well, why would they do that? Maybe they like currencies that go down the toilet. I don't know. Wow, right off it. That's crazy stuff. I'm going to try a short right there. Maybe this thing does get rejected and revisits down here. 16. Oh, really? That would still be a... I mean, what am I doing? Trump's talking. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. All right. On the prop firm front, here's how I go about it. My thoughts. Take Profit Trader. If you're experienced and you've not used them, give them a try. I've yet to meet you. You will love them. And how can I make that claim? I'm yet to meet anybody that has experience with other prop firms, gives Take Profit Trader a try, gets to the payout or gets to the pro account in the payout phase, and then starts complaining about fast daily payouts. I've yet to see anybody complain about fast daily payouts, and that is definitely what I think puts Take Profit Trader on King of the Mountain. And then along with that, they also have a very clean set of rules. So that's why if you're a beginner just getting started, you're convinced about Pam's plan, you want to get involved in day trading futures through a prop firm, definitely start with Take Profit Trader because they are definitely very beginner friendly, clean set of rules. And then as a beginner, once you turn yourself into an experienced prop firm trader, and if you want to expand your empire, then yeah, here are some other choices that can help you expand your empire if you want even more accounts. And if you do want to help support the live stream, Code Clay makes that happen. The one note on funding ticks, it's Clay Trader as the actual code that needs to be used. So like I said, that helps out the live stream. It supports the live stream. And I thank you in advance. If you're enjoying it in any way, shape, or form, maybe you noticed, I guess if you have an ad blocker on, you didn't. But there's been 0 ads on this. I'm not making any money from YouTube ads. I have it over so you can have a flawless, an uninterrupted experience. So in other words, in order for this to be actually worth my time from a financial sense, which it needs to be from a financial sense, given I have 6 kids I'm trying to support, it does need to be worth my time. I can't just sit here and do this for 4 hours and then not have it be worth my time. Well, almost 4 hours. So yes, if you want to help support the live stream, Code Clay. Not to mention, you save money by using Code Clay anyway. So it's not like there's nothing in it for you. No, it's a win-win for everybody. You get the deal, you help support the live stream, and it helps make it worth my time. So Code Clay in that regard. And on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button and subscribing, make sure to turn on notifications so that you are reminded of when I do go live. But yeah, today kind of petered out. Price action, kind of really boring. The chat quieted down. The likes are pretty rough. So, which makes sense. I mean, this is just kind of action that it just, so we'll call. Usually I go 4 hours, but today it's just not jiving. So tomorrow hopefully will be better. Cool story, bro. How long have you been trading? Well, Well, as a new trader, I'm offering this as I said a little bit earlier, Cody. Free webinar. So if you are a new trader, beginner, just getting started, or you're struggling, I'm quite confident this free class can give you some things to think about. Now, if you're a battle-hardened veteran with a rock-solid strategy, I mean, you're welcome to attend. I don't know if it's really going to add any value. But for somebody like Cody that's just asking that they're new, then, that would help you out. Clay, on the Tab Pro, can you YOLO and cash out same? Yeah, Ken, if you want. The pro, you could totally YOLO. You could YOLO, and if you're right, then you could get, and you meet the requirements, then yeah, you could start to get payouts. I lost 1,200 trading today. Well, hopefully you mean within a prop account, because if I remember right, you are in a prop account. So maybe you just lost your account, but at least you didn't actually lose the $1,200, so that's good. So, all right, everybody. That's all I have. Again, support the live stream. Use code Clay. Save yourself some money. Use code Clay. It helps. I'll see everybody back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Everybody take care. Have a good one.